sermons, just ease. Discussions flow like midnight breeze. No prophets here, just minds to tease. We talk big bangs and evolution, question faith with our solution. Stars align in our confusion, breaking free from old illusion. Join the fun, no need for trust. Dust to dust, we're stardust. No heaven high or hell to fear. Saturday night, we hold it dear. Point and laugh and myth believers. Here we're all truth seekers. Open hearts and swift deceivers. Make your stand, no hidden levers. Raise your glass to reason's thrill. No ancient text, it's our own will. Debate till dawn with the panel and host. Saturday night, where we love toast. Echoes of a godless choir. Like the world, let's spark the fire. Free thought mindset to inspire. No holy walls to take us higher. Join the fun, no need for trust. Dust to dust, we're stardust. No heaven high or hell to fear. Saturday night, we hold it dear. Join the fun, no need for trust. Dust to dust, we're stardust. No heaven high or hell to fear. Saturday night, we hold it dear. Join the fun, no need for trust. Dust to dust, we're stardust. No heaven high or hell to fear. Saturday night, we hold it dear. Holy laugh and myth believers. Here where we're all truth seekers. Open hearts and swift deceivers. Make your stand, no hidden levers. Raise your glass to reason's thrill. No ancient text, it's our own will. Debate till dawn with the panel and host. Make your stand, no hidden levers. Raise a glass to reason's thrill. No ancient text, it's our own will. Debate till dawn with the panel and host. Saturday night, we'll hold it dear. Raise a glass to reason's thrill. No ancient text, it's our own will. Debate till dawn with the panel and host. Saturday night, where we love toast. Echoes of a godless choir. Like the world, let's spark the fire. Free thought mindset to inspire. No holy walls to take us higher. No holy walls to take us higher.
Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to Saturday Night at the Atheists. And I am joined here with some fellow atheists. We got Brainless in the house, and we have Simos joining us. Mike is off at a funeral, so to speak. I believe it's an ashes thing he's taking care of, so I don't know if he's going to be by. But Scott, well, never mind. I was just going to say, Scott said he was running a few minutes behind, but you know what? There he is.
Yeah, I'm used to being here like 15 minutes early so that we can take care of technical problems. But yeah, I was pretty much under the wire. But I'm glad to be here. Hello, Simos. Hello,
I
Brandon.
was too. I stuffed a sandwich in my face before we came on, and I thought it would be done a little sooner, but it took a few minutes. You know how it goes. So, but we made it. We're here. Most of us are here, and yeah, Mike. We wish you well, Mike.
Yeah.
And yeah, we have some artwork up from Ember, and I got this sent to me, so I had to put it up because Ember sent it to me. Right?
That's one of the best toast pictures I've ever seen taken in the wild.
Yep.
Wow, I've only just seen that. I've only just noticed the picture. Oh, fantastic.
So thank you for the artwork, Ember, and I also want to say hello to everybody that's joining us. Look at all these folks in the chat. Good to see everybody. Holy moly! I gotta scroll away. Wow. Fred, how you doing? Good to see you. Gregory, you in where are you at? You're somewhere overseas, right? 11 p.m. there. What's the time for you, Brainless?
11.
That's okay. Well, yeah, there you go. Urban Angst is here. Katie's here. Good to see you. Good to see you. And we have, of course, folks in the panel joining in, saying hello. We got Tilting Windmill joining us. Tilting Windmill, you're always on these things. Didn't you say something about somebody's birthday that was coming up, like right in between Ember and I? Hello, Rex. How you doing? Stop the stupidity. Good to see you. Spooky, how you doing? Mighty Filbert and the trusty ape.
So many people, so many people.
And Rochelle is in here. Hello, Rochelle. We got the top dong. That's for Simos. Top dog. Good to see you. Let's Farm is here.
Always makes me laugh.
Marty's here. Good to see everybody. I really appreciate everybody dropping in. Good to see y'all.
Hi, Halsey. Good to see you.
Halsey's here too. Yeah, good to see you.
Kevin?
Let's see. What's that? Tilting Windmill. Yup, that's me. You got a memory. Well, I try to pick up on these things, Tilting Windmill. And, Tilting Windmill is such a great part of helping us out around here, dropping links, moderating, all that kind of good stuff. Not that we really need the moderating, but we always hello, Ed. Good to see you too. We always appreciate Tilting Windmill's efforts, and I know he does a great job on some other channels too. So, Tilting Windmill, happy birthday.
Candles burn, they drip, they melt. Spin the blades of what we felt. Chasing shadows on the hill. Happy birthday, Tilted Windmill. You rock, you roll, you never stop. Climbing higher till you drop. A rebel heart against the still. Happy birthday, Tilted Windmill. The sky, it cracks, the ground, it shakes. Dreams collide, mistakes we make. Push the limits, test the will. Happy birthday, Tilted Windmill. Every gust, every gale, you stand tall, you never fail. Turning chaos into thrill. Happy birthday, Tilted Windmill. You rock, you roll, you never stop. Climbing higher till you drop. A rebel heart against the still. Happy birthday, Tilted Windmill. You rock, you roll, you never stop. Climbing higher till you drop. A rebel heart against the still. Happy birthday, Tilted Windmill. You rock, you roll, you never stop. Climbing higher till you drop. A rebel heart against the still. Happy birthday, Tilted Windmill. And mill. Happy birthday. And mill.
Now that's a first-rate birthday anthem.
It is.
Yeah, that's
Yes, that
That's
was in
amazing.
Suno. Let's Farm. We'll give Suno a shout out. It's very handy. I love using it, and very handy for people's birthday shout outs. And hello, Chris. How you doing? We do like to give the birthday shout outs around here because it's a big deal.
why
right?
not? Yeah, it's fun.
And it's fun. That's right. And a little Suno, a little AI, a little mixy match. Throw in some special effects, and we are jamming for Tilting Windmill's birthday. And we have Rochelle adding into the party, giving out 10 captive desk memberships.
10.
You know what that means, Rochelle?
You rock, let's rock with the fire in our veins. Rock on to the sky, feel the thunder and rain. All hail Bigfoot, the legend, the king. He walks among shadows, the wild spirits sing.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much, Rochelle. You rock. And those go out to Liz. That's a good hit, Liz Allen. Sumami gets membership. Master Black. Al Trucker. Brojo, 420 Cafe. How you doing, Brojo? I meant to stop by the other day, and then I got busy doing something. But Brojo's on a lot. Ian Chen. Nitty. Objective Ethics, Jackie, and Speedy Romans. Looks like all of them. Oh, those are some good hits. Thank you very much, Rochelle.
Oh.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody that supports the channel as well. I've seen some new subscribers and some new members and all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. I really do. It means a lot. And we do have another birthday video, but I haven't seen that person stop by yet. So until they do, we're gonna move on into our. Oh, we got. Hey, there we go.
Hey.
All right. Sorry, Austin. We're taking care of business there.
Hey.
You're all right.
Good. Hey, good to see you, Austin. How you doing?
Good to see y'all. I saw the subject of today was some more evolution and creation stuff, so I thought I'd stop in for at least a little while.
We might need a little bit of brain power. Don't strain yourself too much on this one.
I'll try not to.
And
you know me, I can't help it. I cut my teeth on this stuff. Creationists accidentally taught me real science because I'm one of the people who will actually go and look this nonsense up after they say it and see if it has any validity whatsoever and what the truth is.
Well, you know, that's what we do here on Saturday Night at the Atheist. You know, we take a look at Big Bangs and evolution because those seem to be the two biggest boogeymen for the creationists. So, you know, and they repeat a lot of the same stuff. But this youngin here I came across kind of struck me a little bit. So I thought we'd look at him. Go ahead, Simos.
Well, you say young'un. I think he's married now, but
yeah.
I mean, like Austin, don't get your hopes up too high. We're not on the elite levels.
Oh,
of creationists. We're not on the elite levels of creationists like Kent Hovind or I don't know who else because I don't really know many.
Kent Hovind's in the elite level. Kent Hovind is Shadow Gear, Simos. Well, come on, he's in the shadow realm of the shadow realm.
Compared to this guy, you know.
He's one of the better known.
This guy's a shade below Ray Comfort, so that says anything.
Well,
I think we do that, can be had from refuting any creationist, no matter how basic or advanced they are, because you get to teach some real biology and some real science in the process. So let's see what this guy.
Yeah.
Before we do that, I want to
preach it, brother. Lots of men.
I'm gonna raise my glass like we do here in the song Saturday Night at the Atheist. I did pour myself some wine, and this is especially going out to Tilting Windmill. You're much appreciated.
Very much.
Thank you, brother. And this is for you.
Tilting is awesome.
Tilting is most definitely awesome.
So if I get a little loopy, you know why. Dave don't drink much.
If the show accidentally stops, it's because you've hit the wrong button.
That's right. And the Daves are here. Hello, Simply Secular Dave. Good to see you. Pragmatic Crystal. So good to see you, Crystal.
DC legend.
DC, what's up?
I want to make sure, like I said, I only have a few on here, so if I miss anything, make sure you hit me back up because StreamYard only gives you a couple views in the screen here, but I try to catch up with everybody.
Okay,
If I missed anybody, hello.
Before we start into any kind of video, I've been real busy this weekend, so I've only across my different messaging threads, groups, and things. I've heard rumors of Rebecca, Bread of Life, having a video about evolution, something about Sal Cordova being there, and the word creepy getting thrown around a lot. So for those who are in the know, can somebody give me a Cliff Notes, Sparks Notes summary of what I
that's what I got.
Yeah, that's all I know too, but my imagination is going to a very predictable place of just Rebecca sitting there practically drooling with admiration as every nonsense, non sequitur that falls out of Sal's mouth is taken as just like a gem of absolute wisdom, while she rejects the entire scientific community's consensus.
Rochelle's filling in the blanks. I guess Rebecca was on SFT's stream yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And we got Jasper joining us. Hello, Jasper. And Caterpillar. Hi, haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're well. Thanks for stopping by.
Hello.
Yep. So I think when you're talking about intellectual heavyweights, I think those two spring to mind. But I think what's happened here, and this is just a complete guess, all right? I don't have any real knowledge on this topic, but from what I guess, I think Rebecca's found out that Sal Cordova is not a top dong.
Luckily, we got top dong here tonight. So
I want to be fair to Rebecca. She's one of the nicer, better creationists. That's not to say
I ain't got no problem with her personally.
She is better. She's nicer, at least. Other creationists, when you question them, they flip out and they scream and they're mean, like Donnie is sometimes. With her, she's usually always nice, even when she's like saying something that's absolutely like, ugh, like that's just a story, Austin. That doesn't count.
I would put it.
Oh, bless your heart, sweetie. You're so nice about being wrong, but you are still absolutely wrong.
I would put it a slightly different way, Austin. I would say, look, if we think about this kind of thing as a classroom, most of the creationists, of course, sit at the back.
Yeah.
Rebecca sits one row further forward than that.
Yes, that's a good way to put it, actually.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hello, Skeptic. Yeah. Good to see you. Yeah, she is nice. I say,
because in a very real way, they're not in the classroom at all. They're out in the hallways screaming at the other students, right? Like that is their method now. They skip past the scientific community entirely, and they go to audiences that have a mixture of lay people and a few people who know their shit. And they just hope that the people who don't know their shit, the lay people, will fall for their nonsense.
She laid off of it for a little while, but now she's back full bore on the evolution stuff.
Just for you then, Austin, I'd say this then. She may not, okay, so she's not out in the hallway. She's at the back of the class, but she's staring out the window during lessons.
Yeah, she's thinking about it. Yeah.
I'm just saying, some people pay attention and some don't.
Yeah. Well, you're in luck because
I know
this young person here.
For that reason. Sorry,
was staring out the window too. All I found was what was in the description here, and it's Jaylon Taylor Ministries, and welcome to Jaylon Taylor Ministries, a place where you will hear the written word of God preached with the boldness, anointing, and truth with which God intended it. This channel is here to glorify the God of heaven and make famous the name of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so he's starting out preaching it with boldness, and I'm guessing in 20 years' time it's going to be preaching it with baldness.
I can conservatively see myself disagreeing with 95% of that statement.
No, I think. Whoa!
I'm talking about his statement that he made for his channel. That he's preaching the true word of God. That's a very bad exegetical stance to begin with.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you preach God, you do well on the subscribers, because he's got like 1,300 subs or something like that. And I only found one short that dude did maybe 900 or something, and it's like that. So the subscriptions just pour in, and from what I'm looking around a little bit, I'm guessing that there are a lot of non-English speaking folks, because his wife interprets his little sermon things that he gives.
Yeah.
Hey, he's out doing his thing. We're not here to pick on that, but his evolution stuff is going to be interesting.
Okay, Austin, I'm going to have to address your last point. I don't have enough faith to say 95%. Okay? And that is a direct quote from, obviously, our dear friend of the channel, Frank Turek, who is mentioned in this, in one of his videos. So that gives you some idea of the level.
I do, but only because it's a matter of opinion. And I would say I'm easily 95% sure of my own opinion.
Okay.
All right,
okay. That kind of 95%. All right.
All right, well, we'll pop the video up here, because we're only interested in looking at videos here.
I have no idea. I have no idea why they think of Beth Satan when they look at your title.
I don't either.
Yeah. Weird.
Gotta change the screen.
Hello there, and I want to welcome everybody. So I want to talk to you a little bit about evolution, creation, and the authority of God's word,
which is the name of this video.
Yeah,
evolution, creation, and the authority of God's word.
Yeah, I'm already having red flags coming up, because this sounds immediately like he's going to be telling us a whole new epistemology for determining the truth of facts and theories, and it's going to be based on just believing the Bible is true, is what I'm guessing.
Okay.
That's what this title sounds like.
Actually, you're 95% right there, Austin.
Yeah,
probably.
But I'm going in with let's hear what it is.
We'll put it up here, because
nice.
I've been trying to do these polls, and I got to remember. So let's see. Do you agree with Austin? The answer will be the Bible.
And you can put yes, right? If you can.
Yeah, I'll add you. Yep. Okay.
No. If you just put yes, lot of men. Okay, comma, yes, comma, lot of men. No, welcome to Satan.
I've heard of people
Don't
being...
know, it doesn't matter anyway. I guess those are the three options I would put down.
Okay, well, hold on. I had to click the thing. Okay, yes, and then no to what?
No, welcome to Satan. Wait, welcome to Satan.
Okay. Welcome to Satan. All right, and then number 3.
Don't care.
Don't
care.
They don't mean nothing to me.
It's all bullshit. Yeah.
So, the question this guy on the video just raised, point 1, point 2, and then he said the authority of God's word. How many times in engaging in scientific discourse for the purpose of discovery, model building, whatever, has the topic of authority ever been that relevant? I know we speak of people as authoritative on a particular specialty, but does authority really come into the conversation? Now, I know in the sociology of scientists, there may be people that we won't question because maybe they're the authority, but that seems to me a problem, a bug in more than a feature. So, where does authority fit into scientific discourse?
Depends who's behind the podium.
I can answer that to some degree. Yes, there is always kind of a sense of human authority. Like if I say I'm going to debate Bill Nye on aerodynamics, Bill Nye is a legend in the field. Has countless patents. He has multiple PhDs. I'm just a random guy. Authority does get identified and overcome in the scientific process a lot, though, too. That's how the scientific revolution happened. That's how we switched from a spiritual model of science where things like mental distress were treated with things like shamanistic rituals and candles and songs, to a model where we use actual empirical data, like we measure your heart rate and we, measure your weight. We take empirical measurements and do things based on rational models based on the empirical measurements we make. And that is how you can identify and overcome authority. If you have an argument that can be supported in this empirical fashion, if nobody can prove it wrong, people are going to want to use it and build on it, especially if it's something that's useful for humans. So that's something that's happened with pretty much all of the major fields of science today. Physics, computer science, biology, all this stuff is really super for humans. People develop theories about it. Other people try to disprove it. They try to find data that doesn't support these models so they can be refuted or revised. And it does happen sometimes. It happens a lot, actually, that people find things that call for the revision of scientific theories. But although we've revised evolution a few times, it's never been disproven, and creationists often conflate the two. But to answer your question, yes, authority does play a role in the scientific process, but there are systems to identify and overcome it.
Also, I'll just say from the philosophical point of view, I guess, there is such a thing as an appeal to authority, which can be properly done, or it can be always a fallacy sometimes. Yeah. But you're never really appealing to the authority itself. You're appealing to the data and the interpretation the authority gives on any particular topic, not necessarily the actual person. So if you say something like, Darwin said X about evolution, therefore it's true, that is a fallacy. But if you say Darwin showed that X is true through this process, and that's why I think it's true, that is not a fallacy. There we go.
Yes, you are exactly right, Simos.
Well, and Stop the Stupidity makes a great point. The creationist says there were humans and dinosaurs together on the ark.
That's right.
Scientists say right. That's why we keep finding fossils of Fred Flintstone next to T-Rex
skeletons. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but do. Right?
Of course, it would be stupid to say dinosaurs like that, though. You're right about Fred Flintstone. But dinosaurs? No, that's taken too far. I think you mean dragons. I've been correcting them on that lately, too. I've been meaning to do a video addressing that. For those that don't know, if you research what dragons are in the Bible, it's not dinosaurs. It's not even anything close. It's either a serpent or it's a badlands where people do not live, okay? Neither of those is anything that they try to connect with Behemoth or Leviathan, which Leviathan is a sea monster. It's mythical, obviously. And as far as I can tell, and I did a video on this one, Behemoth is a hippo. They always address its tail that is stiff as a cedar. Okay. Yeah. They're talking about male hippos, all right? And they're not talking about its little tail. They're talking about something else that's very noticeable when the male hippo is getting frisky. And if you read back into the older versions, it clearly says, don't mess with that hippo. He's trying to get busy. There you go.
What's funny about hippos is they are one of very few mammals where the adult, fully developed form keeps the testes internal. And one of the only other mammal species that does that are cetaceans, the whales and the dolphins. Mm-hmm. And that's part of how we know that whales and hippos are more related than even whales and walruses. Okay. Whales evolved from artiodactyl, ungulate, quadruped land mammals. Walruses evolved from the order Carnivora. They have completely different lineages and ancestries, and that's why A whale is genetically more similar to a hippo than even what other few ocean mammal categories there are. More proof of evolution. We talk.
Let's Farm says something about elephants. I've disagreed with people who say it's an elephant, and here's my reasons why. First of all, it lies covertly between the reeds and the lotus, or under the reeds and the lotus. Covertly. That's not a hippo. From what I've seen of hippos, they come to the water, they play, they drink, they play, and then they go on their way. So they're not hanging out covertly. Yeah, I mean elephants. What lies covertly that they would know of is hippos, crocodiles, and snakes.
Yes.
Then you have to go, it grazes like an ox. Well, that leaves out your snakes and your crocodiles, and you're back to the hippo, because the hippo is not tamed by man as well. I don't see any tame hippos. They've got some elephants pulling logs and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Its mouth can swallow up the whole of Jordan. Well, who's got a bigger mouth than a hippo?
Huge.
Other than maybe a whale or something, right?
Massive.
Mother-in-law?
Mother-in-law? Okay, well, there's always an exception that makes the rule.
Yeah, no.
So if you go down the list, I agree with a lot of the footnotes that are in the footnote Bibles that say hippo.
Yeah.
It's wild how sneaky hippos can be, because they can fully submerge themselves underwater for a good period of time and hold their breath. Gosh, I wonder if there's any.
And don't mess with them. I saw one that was right in the wake.
Physiologically, ethologically similar to. I wonder.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I saw one chasing a boat right in the wake of the outboard motor, almost catching it. And they do catch boats. Hippos are very dangerous. Don't mess with them. And if you think your outboard can outrun them, maybe just barely. So here's what you do: don't go nowhere near hippos. Okay. Yeah. You get one of them telephoto lenses, sit way up on the hill, take all kind of pictures. You'll get nowhere near them suckers. Because I'll tell you what, if I'm going to be reincarnated, hippo. That's for me.
Famously, Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter, would not film with hippos. He was scared shitless of hippos. The guy who wrestles crocodiles and alligators for a living without breaking a sweat, swimming with manta rays and stuff. He would not film with a hippo because he thought hippos were terrifying, and they are very dangerous.
Hippos are the most dangerous. No, hippos are the most dangerous animal that there is. They cause the most deaths. Like
also
from all the death that comes from animals, hippos are number one.
Also,
very dangerous.
Back in biblical times, and I mean Old Testament times, of course, it was a renowned practice of the pharaohs to hunt hippos. Because they were the gods, so they could do such things. But normal mortals were never to do that. They were such a scary beast, and it was built up in the population. Because, of course, they didn't want hippos going out of extinct down the Nile. So normal people were not allowed to hunt for hippo. And, of course, why would they anyway? But the point being here that there was a certain amount of terror and enigma built up around the hippo because they were a protected species only to be hunted by royals. Very much like some animals in this country.
Me too.
Geo Sam is in here, and so's Deviant. Hello, Deviant.
I'm pro animal across the board.
But it's not surprising that they pop up in the Bible as something to be terrified of.
And Deviant makes a good point. They would be more familiar with hippos in that area than they were with elephants. That's another good point. Well, the Bible mistakes history quite a few times, which points to that, again, it can't be divine or even well written because it's got a bunch of boo-boos.
Humans hunting hippos. And
mosquitoes are dangerous. You know what else is dangerous? Cows.
Yeah.
Deer. They squish people.
Yeah.
Farmers and that. Yeah, they're very, you don't mess with the cow. They weigh a lot.
Deer and elk and moose are very dangerous too. Moose harm a lot of people, as do elks, and then deer harm people because people hit them with their cars. And all of these are great examples of ecological relationships. Humans have developed these ecological relationships with these other organisms because of our behavior. And in a lot of cases, our ecological relationships are really, to use a French term, fucked up. We have messed up like that hippos one is a great example. We have no reason to hunt hippos. It's very dangerous for us. They aren't a particularly great food source. It's
They're
so
in South
bizarre
America
that
now
we would
too.
do that, but it forges a relationship between humans and hippos. Maybe this is part of why hippos are so dangerous for us now. They have learned to be wary and frightful of humans and think of attacking us as preemptive self-defense.
They attack anything that comes close.
Yeah. Humans might have played a
anything.
role in that behavior, that ecological evolution. Yeah, no, that's very sad.
I've seen them. The pictures, they bite right through boats. I think they're the only creature that will actually attack you. Crocodiles and that usually don't even attack a boat. They might jump at somebody, but it's rare.
Yeah,
crocodiles will bite your boat. Hippos will bite your boat. So stay away. See, I only had a couple sips of that wine. I'm already messing up my crocodiles and my hippos. That's what a lightweight I am.
Someone pointed out that hippos can't actually swim, which is true. They rely on being heavy enough
to sink
to the bottom and walk along that, and then they can jump and they can run and stuff too. And on land they are shockingly fast though, despite
enough on the hippos.
They can get up to like 15 to 20 miles per hour, depending on how fast the individual is.
Stay away from the hippos. And now we're going to go back to what the heck was his name? Yeah. See, I already forgot his name.
Jaylon. Jaylon something.
Jaylon, we're going to get back to. Here we go.
Yeah. Sadly, today, in the public school systems and especially in the colleges,
especially in the
evolution is being taught as fact.
Why would they do that?
But I don't think it's just. I don't think it's just the public schools, right? Like,
no, it's
are there
it's
many,
a majority everywhere.
Pretty much every good school, major university, major hospital, major company. Everyone in the world is using evolution, except for creationist ministries and that's pretty much it.
I'm guessing anywhere where they teach biology, so
and homeschool
at any level.
Yeah.
Well, you got a lot of homeschooling in America, so.
Well, if you want to know how many colleges and universities are actually teaching evolution, check with Ken Ham, because his list of approved schools has gotten very, very small over the years.
Yeah.
Good.
The smaller, the better.
It's a good thing.
And it contradicts the word of God.
So does most everything.
Oh, my word. Contradicts the word of God.
God didn't say shit, so you can't contradict it.
Thank you, Brainless.
I want to put a disclaimer in here, or a warning, I guess, a public safety warning. When a creationist starts talking about what's happening in the public schools, it's probably a lie. Go find out independently what the truth is about that happening in the public schools. Not that they're not teaching evolution, but how are they teaching it? How's it being? How do actual professional teachers broach the subject?
It's nonsense, really. It's just what I tell the creationists now is it's biology, right? It's biology. I mean, I don't and then into genetics and everything. But I mean, you're learning biology class. You don't have evolution class, right? You have biology class. Now you can go farther into college and beyond and everything. But as far as K through 12, you're getting biology class. I don't remember anything that was anything about specifically an evolution class.
You wouldn't take an evolutionary biology class until you were well into college. For instance, I already have the one degree and I'm 60% of my way to another degree. I haven't taken an evolutionary biology class yet. I probably will before I get my first biology degree that I'm about to get. But yeah, I haven't taken an evolutionary biology class yet. I've been taking biology, statistics, chemistry, and in none of these classes has the teacher ever looked at me and said, everything in this textbook is an uncontestable fact. No, what they've all taught me is what science is, which is a model for solving problems and answering questions. So we formulate these solutions and we explore these solutions using all kinds of methods. It's not the rigid thing that creationists and other science deniers depict it as, where it's like it works like math, where you have to have like 2 + 2 = 4 level empirical evidence, which evolution does have that in the form of population genetics, but it's other kinds of math. It's other kinds of, not math, empirical evidence too. It's things like predictive and explanatory power. Evolution has extremely broad and very deep explanatory power on all kinds of stuff. It can explain us from the microscopic level as an ecological collection of cells all the way to the very top of the biosphere, where we fit into every living organism on the planet as a spectrum. And that is a level of broadness and explanatory power that's virtually uncompeted with in science. There's probably a couple of other theories that are even close, like, the Big Bang Theory, the expanding universe model.
Well, they don't like none of those either.
Chemistry and stuff like that too. And of course they don't like that. But they do like chemistry, and they like physics, or at least they like the stuff they get from it. Things
I don't know.
like
I would
disagree that this guy is using to post this.
Yeah. No, they deny about every field of science. Seriously, it's
also by the top of the
benefits of scientific innovation. Yeah, it's really hypocritical.
By the top of the by evolutionary biosphere, do you mean the firmament?
You have to be careful
trying
about
to poke holes in this.
Like when I'm taking a drink, I
don't help it.
Hey, Jedi's in here. Tons of mice is in here. Good to see you, folks. And if I didn't say hey to Deviant, hey Deviant. I think I did, but if not, hello. Yeah, Deviant's the one to go to if you want to talk about the ancient Egypt lands.
Yeah.
Also,
that's always a fun conversation.
It also amazes me because, like, of all the sciences, biology has more Christians, high-level Christians in it.
It also has a lot
in any other topic other than potentially mathematics. So it's amazing to me that Christians push back on it so hard.
So you get a lot of Christians in fields like nursing and infant care. And then in things like evolutionary biology and infectious disease and, research, you get a ton of atheists. People who have to work with the dark side of biology, things like meningococcal disease, where people end up having to get all of their limbs amputated because their parents were extreme anti-vaxxers. You see the dark side of things, and you see kind of things that indicate absence of God a lot, like that kid who's going to have to grow up with no limbs because somebody lied to his scared, dumb parents. Really messed up. And that can make atheists.
Tons of mice wants to know how much toast I had today. I had I made fresh bread, and I made a pizza sub that's what I was stuffing in my face for the show. So yeah, I did have toasted bread, very yummy. And of course,
I've had toast today.
Jedi's in on with the toast.
I've had
and
toast.
We've got Mighty Filbert, you had some toast. I did have toast the other day. I posted it because, around here.
We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast.
So I've had various forms of the toast recently.
I had 2 slices of toast with my eggs today for breakfast. And I actually toasted them in the same frying pan that I did with the eggs, but I always put like a layer of olive oil down on the bottom. And instead of butter, it's olive oil, and it's actually pretty good. I never thought it would be, but I decided one day to just try it, just out of just being crazy. and I kind of like it better than butter.
And we've got Left-Handed Jedi dropping green, 10 captive desk memberships.
Jedi.
Left-Handed Jedi.
You rock, let's rock with the fire in our veins. Rock on to the skies, to the thunder and rain. All hail Bigfoot, the legend, the king. He walks among shadows, the wild spirits sing.
Hey, Jedi, you rock. Thank you very much. I'm going to have another sip just for that.
Yeah, you rock, Lefty.
Watch me get all polluted now. All right. Let me see. Did it work this time? Let's see. It's gotta catch up. Hold on. Okay.
Ketchup?
We've got Urban Angst got a membership. B.S. Lewis got a membership. Let's see.
That's all I got so far.
That's all it put out. Yeah, I don't know. See, it's very funny about doing that.
I think
Okay,
everybody's got one. There's nobody left.
You know what?
Have one.
We do. Everybody on YouTube has a membership now. Appreciate it very much.
Not everybody subscribed to the channel, maybe, but
Oh, Ed, Ed, there, come on. Someone give Ed a.
Okay, we got to hook up Ed yet.
Why is he not
There's a
getting
couple
one? I don't
folks.
understand.
He has the
I
ability to receive gift memberships turned on. That was the problem with Mike.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
the
and
if you didn't see that episode, you go down to the join button. You don't it won't make you join or nothing. Click the join button, and up in the very top corner, there's those little dots. Okay, click on those little dots, and then another thing will open up that'll give you a turn on gift membership. So if you haven't gotten one, that thing might be checked. It's one of those goofy things. I don't know why they even do it, but you can opt out of getting them apparently. So if you've never gotten one, and this is what we walked through Mike with about a month or so ago, was you have to click that join, click the little dots, get your drop down, and make sure you're clicked on to get memberships. Okay.
Go to it, Ed.
Yeah.
I want to see you. I want to see you with a little green thingy posting. And for everybody in chat,
everybody
if we
can
can
get.
everybody in chat, if we can get some emojis for the new people, that would be great.
We have the best emojis. Go ahead, Brainless.
Yeah, not everybody can get a membership gifted. As I use my regular Gmail, but this is like a second YouTube account for that. So that's like what they call a brand, and you cannot get gifted memberships.
You can't get on
at all.
brands. That's right. I don't get that either.
Kind of sucks.
It's yeah. I was reading a little bit about brands too. It's I really don't understand that, and I don't understand how you can turn it off. It could be without erasing your entire channel. So yeah, you have to start like another channel.
Yeah.
It's so complicated. Anyways, that's how it goes. Back to Jaylon.
And here's the thing: man is fallible, but the infinite creator God is not.
Not according to that Bible. He seems like a big goof that doesn't know what the heck's going on half the time.
I like his phrasing there. Man is fallible, but woman is not.
This is part of what baffles me with creationism. Not only is their science absolute poop, utter garbage, their theology freaking sucks
bad too.
This is terrible theology. It's breakable with the basic question. Let me ask the multiple point question that completely fractures this entire apologetic worldview. Who wrote the Bible? A, humans, or B, God? And keep in mind that the correct answer is A, humans. Okay? I don't care how you qualify it.
Let's get
inspired by God. Humans directed by God. Humans with God's correct. It was still humans, period.
Yeah, but even besides that, besides that, if God is infallible, why did he need to start over?
Yes. Yeah. There's
Scott,
several reasons why this is terrible theology. There's so many ways to break it.
let's get Scott in on it. Scott, you're the theology expert.
Yeah.
What do you have to say on that?
Good.
I say, where the hell is my microphone button? Well, it's like I become a like an. I don't want to offend anybody. It's like I'm having a seizure whenever somebody says, "Scott, what do you think?" and I have to find the mute button. My hands can't.
Sorry, didn't mean to put you on the spot.
That's okay. It just happens that way. So that's why I always give me more time than you think a person should have.
I was giving you plenty of time. No worries.
Well, I just posted Genesis 6:6 from the King James, and it repented God that he had made man, and it grieved him in his heart. If he doesn't make mistakes, or if he doesn't change his mind, you just can't have that passage. And I know there are ways that theologians use word salad to say, "Oh no, it's perfectly consistent with this." It's just not consistent. Get real. The theology is propaganda, trying to get you behind somebody's leadership. So take theology with a grain of salt. If you took everything with a grain of salt, we wouldn't have theology.
Right. Literally, the first thing the Bible does, right, in Genesis, is it introduces two possible stories for creation. It says, hey, creation could have happened way A and way B. It tells you, I think that is the Bible telling you straight up, we're just making guesses. We couldn't make guesses well enough to narrow this down to just one account. We had to put in two.
Yeah, my feelings on that, and these are just feelings and intuition based on how I've seen religion conducted locally in the local churches, is that a committee put together the stories of the Bible. And to please one faction of religious people, they put in chapter 2. To please the other, they put in chapter 1, and tried to make it look like it's supposed to be that way.
Yes.
And I think a lot of the Bible was put together by, especially the Old Testament. Well, doesn't even include the New Testament. There's a committee of people controllers that put it together.
Yeah, the problem is, Scott, if you actually if everybody took every sentence in the Bible with a pinch of salt, there'd be a lot less salt on the planet.
That's true. But salt's bad for your heart or blood pressure or something. So
everything I enjoy is bad for me. It just
oh yeah.
I don't mind giving up heroin. I don't mind giving up cocaine. I don't mind giving up marijuana. I don't mind giving up alcohol. I won't give up salt.
Yeah.
Salt and sugar are two basic things that we just crave.
Yeah.
And minute rice. I know I'm supposed to eat all whole grain rice or whatever, but you know what? I like my minute rice. So there we go.
You will die if you don't get enough of either. That is true. We are fundamentally dependent on both of those things. But I was going to say, as to your point, Scott, about the Bible being the result of writing by committee, yes, that is 100% true. And there's an old saying about how a giraffe is a horse designed by committee. And that's because it looks so goofy. It's got this big, long, ridiculous neck and these weird things on its head that aren't quite horns. And, it's got this extra long tongue and all these, but it looks kind of like a horse, and this is kind of what you get when you do writing by groups or collaborative art by groups. You get a giraffe instead of a horse.
Cave paintings of the dinosaurs.
It's very much a giraffe. It's got the long neck of 2 Genesis accounts right at the front. And that's one of the things that makes creationism especially ridiculous. Like we've talked about a couple things that make creationism especially ridiculous. That is one, that technically there's 2 Genesis myths. And a lot of creationists deny that, which is like utter next level denial. It's like denying that 1 and 2 are different numbers. They say there's only 1, or they try to unify it or something. It's like crazy, the lengths of mental gymnastics I see creationists go to avoid all of these details, all of these little pieces of information that make their worldview look kind of silly. But yeah,
I think
they're a demonstration of.
There's one thing you get when you design by committee, and that's an arse.
Yeah, they're a demonstration of the danger of starting with the conclusion and not actually being interested in what's true.
Bible stories are popular stories as well. It's not always what was true or accurate or any of those things that they claim. It's what was popular. It's the stories that mostly circulated around, and to appease whatever groups you were talking about. That's why they're put in there, because they like those stories. It's real simple.
The Noah's flood story is almost exactly like Gilgamesh and Enkidu.
Don't get me started on the Magic Zubo. It's too early.
There's another guy, Sargon of Akkad, who sounds exactly like Moses. There's all these contemporary myths in the locale, and Christianity and Judaism and Islam very heavily copied and plagiarized these stories and just altered them a little bit. This is why we see older pantheons of deities that have the exact same names as the deities in Christianity. So for instance, in a previous pantheon, a lot of the names that are used for the overgod, they're all different gods. There's an Elohim, there's a Yah, there's a Way, there's a Baal, and a lot of if anybody who's read the Bible is familiar with those, they all exist in older pantheons where Elohim's the overgod, Yah and Way are like wind and war deities, and Baal is their triplet brother, and they all have a kind of friendly rival relationship. Kind of sound familiar? Yeah, right. And so there's a theology PhD lady. She wrote a whole book about this. It was a big hullabaloo. Gosh, I can't remember her name for the life of me right now, but it's super interesting, and it's all about
working on it, Ed.
Christianity basically plagiarized this older pantheon with Elohim and Yahweh and Baal all being different gods, instead of Yahweh and Elohim are presented as one god. And I think there's an L too. There's an L and an Elohim and a Yah. It's interesting. It's very interesting.
I think I heard someone succinctly put it, and I'll try and be succinct on this. That the Old Testament, or should we say the Hebrew Bible, is written as a story, a backstory to show a common descent of two tribes joining together to make one nation because they're under pressure from outside forces, and it gives them a common source or a common story to hinge and relate their civilization or their tribe on. It's purely practical. Purely practical.
I think it's 12 tribes instead of 2, but otherwise you're exactly right. Sure. I think that's accurate.
Well,
that is where the word Hebrew comes from. The name of that tribe was the Habiru, and over time it changed to Hebrew. All stuff I learned in Bible school.
I think by the time you got
some of the earliest lessons, so it's shocking to me that so few creationists know this stuff.
Yeah, I think by the time it got written down, it reduced the number of tribes from 12 mythic tribes, to actually just being a few tribes, which were left.
Right.
And of course, this is all.
We got Eric stopping in. Hello, Eric.
This is all after Alexander as well. So
and you just pointed it out, like
watching
for
the
how
Magic
many
Zubo.
generations? How many generations have these stories first been told before they were written down?
Yes.
And like we've all played telephone.
Yep. Greg is in the chat. Hello, Greg. Good to see you.
Hello.
And if I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Hello to all of you too. Again, I can only see a few of the chats over here, so bear with me if I miss it. So.
Okay, so let's try and get onto this guy. Try and get through a bit of meat, otherwise.
All right, here we go.
And God was there when He created, and He gave us an eyewitness account in Genesis 1.
Okay, so God was there. He was an eyewitness, and I love how they anthropomorphize God. And then when you call them on it, they go, well, what do you mean? So he has a penis, does he? They go, well, don't be silly. God's not like a person, but yeah, he sees everything. He was there as an eyewitness. He's got an eye. You know what I mean? He's working.
I'm pretty sure he only wrote some stuff on rocks.
He has a mind. He has a mind, for goodness sake.
I bet God's brain is
doesn't
awesome.
have a penis.
I'm sure God's brain is like the size of a football field or something.
1:1, when it says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And so
they love that verse too. Well, the whole Bible is summed up very simply, you know.
Get through these videos too, because they make massive claims and then they just keep marching right on. They're like, "Yep, I read that. I believed it. That settles it. Next point." You know?
God did it. I mean, what more of the Bible do you really need? Right? Yeah. The first verse starts out, says, "Well, God did it," and you're like, "Oh, well, that's enough for me. Put that book right back down. We're good to go, right?"
A lot of people assume that there's all this evidence for evolution, and the fact is there's not.
Oh.
There's just no evidence for it at all. You know, I mean, I don't know what they're teaching in these biology classes.
If you don't look, there's no evidence.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Scott, you ruined it.
Unfortunately, I don't think that's what this guy means, Scott. I think, like every creationist, what they mean when they say this is, oh, all the things that scientists count as evidence, that's not actually evidence, which is absurd. It's incorrect. Scientific evidence is data that could support or not support a specific model of the universe. And there's all kinds of data that either could have or could have not supported the evolutionary model, but every piece of that evidence so far has turned out to support the evolutionary model.
Oh, no. You're not paying any attention.
It showed us what the right answer was, and the right answer was never, oh, evolution is just made up. Dogs give birth to dogs. Cows give birth to cows.
That's right.
But no, the answer was that...
Quit listening to Hovind.
Well, I've got to say, I've said it before. I'll say it again. I've never seen a non-human come from a god, right? So, I don't know. Well, it's a transitional fossil for that one, guys.
Start digging.
Ever seen a non-god come from a god?
What they do have evidence for is what's actually known as speciation. And that's simply that if I take two dogs, yes, they can create different species of dogs, but that's not Darwinian evolution as it's being taught. Darwinian evolution, which is absolute lie, by the way, is...
Just by the way, I thought I'd throw that in.
And Darwinian is outdated as well.
Scientific statement, by the way.
It's all a lie. Oh, that's a winner.
Speciation is absolutely evolution. It's even macro evolution. It's just the smallest unit of macro evolution, which even makes it observable within human time spans in certain species that have extremely fast generations.
Is a species a kind? See, there's where they conflate things, right? They'll say species is a kind until you want to nail them down on a species. Then it's no longer a kind anymore. Then it goes back to, no, that's the dog kind. And it'll always be a dog. Yeah, so they
such a convoluted web of pseudoscience creationism has built.
Yeah. Okay, that's a dog kind, but what about a wolf? Or a fox?
Are you going to talk to Bubblegum?
I really like Mr. Anderson's tactic to point out facial cancers. That was brilliant example of a 100% a change in kind. I don't care what creationists want to define a change in kind as. You know, a multicellular dog evolving into a single cellular cancer cell. It's a great example, but of course, he already kind of
that was brought up with Psy, wasn't it?
I'll tell you something I have observed. I have seen an idiot come from a non-idiot. I think you can guess.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
And the other way around.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, the other way around as well.
Yeah.
Did Mama drop you? Did Mama drop you more than once?
That we came from molecules all the way.
Quick, I want to clear up what speciation actually is. Speciation is the development of either prezygotic or postzygotic barriers in reproductive compatibility. What that means is you take a population that has common ancestors and you take one part of that population and you diversify it somehow. Maybe it changes environment, it migrates somewhere else and gets separated from the previous population. But as a result, what happens is you get different changes in alleles due to different environmental pressures from what was once a population that all shares common ancestors and had no problem producing fertile, non-hybrid offspring together. And what happens is after they've separated and they've changed enough after a while, they can no longer do that. They develop prezygotic or postzygotic barriers. Things like they won't select each other as mates anymore. They look too different from each other. This is a really important thing in primate evolution because when you look at species of primates, you see a whole kaleidoscopic array of different faces. And the prevailing theory right now is that all these different faces are kind of like a name tag that says mate with me or don't mate with me. Anyway, so that's the sexually selective barrier. You can also end up with all kinds of physical, morphological, genetic barriers, like between a Great Dane and a Chihuahua. Those things are technically the same species, but you would have a hard time getting them to even mate with each other, let alone produce.
Hey, we don't kink shame here. We don't kink shame here.
Yeah.
Hey, Tilting Windmill brought up the smallest unit. I think they're queuing you there, Brainless.
What?
Smallest unit.
No, it's not that small.
No. You gotta pull up the giggity. We need the giggity.
Giggity.
There we go.
Somebody was talking about me. And they like, okay, compared to Slim, I'm small, but like, come on, like, not that small.
You're not on the giggity tonight. You gotta be faster on the giggity button.
So what happens because of speciation is that because these populations develop these barriers to reproductive compatibility, there's no longer any horizontal gene flow between them. It all ceases, and their genomes, what's called their pangenomes, become forever uncoupled, which allows disparate adaptations to stack up on top of fundamental similarities. And that's exactly what evolution predicts, describes, and explains. Speciation is exactly evolution. I would even go so far as to say it's Darwinian evolution because it usually happens because of mutation and natural selection over cumulative generations, which is exactly what Darwin freaking described evolution as, but except he called it heritable variation because he didn't know about mutations. But anyways,
Austin,
let's hear what this rando on the internet.
Austin, how many generations are we talking about as a kind of a minimum? Do you know? Have you got an answer?
Okay. I actually do. So there was an experiment called the Dodd incipient sexual separation of Drosophila experiment. I don't know if she called it that. That's what I call it. A lot of times experiments don't get like official names like that, but that's a good name for that experiment because that's exactly what she did. She took a population of Drosophila melanogaster, which is just flies, and she separated them and introduced population B to a different food source. And in as little to 30,000 to sometimes 70,000 generations, you would have incipient sexual separation, meaning the flies would no longer choose each other as mates in any percentage significant enough to affect horizontal gene flow and hybridization rates in the pangenomes of these two populations. So she produced a new species in 30 to 70K generations. Now, that's because a change in nutritional sources is a huge environmental change, and because artificial selection is generally way more powerful and fast than natural selection. But sometimes natural environments and changes can mirror that big of a level of change, so it can happen that fast. A great example is the Cambrian explosion, when all kinds of new niches became available and species evolved much more rapidly than usual.
I see. Thank you. So, yeah, if I were to say to someone, say over 70,000 generations, I wouldn't be too far wrong.
Correct.
Thank you. Okay. Interesting. Good answer. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey,
it
Rex,
can
how you
happen
doing?
much slower, of course. For instance, crocodiles have experienced around 100 million generations and haven't changed a great deal, but they have still changed.
If Bigfoot is an alien, then aliens like toast. Remember that. Hey, Dade, good to see you. Excuse me as well.
Hey, Dade. Okay. Anyway, back to
molecules to man.
If you could just go back. If you could just go back.
Molecules to man. Here we go.
But just go back a couple of seconds, just to get the full impact of what he's saying.
Yeah.
I think this point, he could be right about this next point. I don't know. I'm just guessing, but he might be right.
Yes, they can create different species of dogs, but that's not Darwinian evolution as it's being taught. Darwinian evolution, which is absolute lie, by the way, is that we came from molecules all the way to man.
That's Darwinian evolution.
Men are still molecules.
Never heard that, but we're still molecules. This is
I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
It means nothing. It means nothing. Brainless is molecules. I mean,
yeah.
What? Nah.
Molecules to man is what they call it. That would mean that you would have to produce new information. Let me give you an example.
Here we go.
You look at a dog.
No.
Dogs don't have wings.
Dogs don't have wings.
What? What?
Wow. What? The smart boy figured out dogs don't have wings.
Yeah, I got in about this far into the video. Of course, I've seen the whole video, but I got this far into the video, and I just started laughing out loud with the dogs don't have wings. It's like, brilliant. This person is brilliant. He has solved the riddle of mankind that dogs do not have wings.
Well, depends if they go by
a sugar glider. You ever heard of a sugar glider, my friend? It's very easy for a mammal to develop flight. It just requires the right selection pressures.
Dogs don't have wings. I mean,
correct, but there are species of squirrel and lemur-like things that are capable of gliding. Sugar gliders and other species, flying mammals. It happens, my guy. Even this.
We talked about them, snakes and squirrels and all kinds of them use things.
I don't understand what you mean.
It's not produced. Hold on, I'll let you make your point, but I want to get through this. It's not produced by new information. It's produced by modifying what exists. The skin on the side of their body becomes stretchier and more elastic. Exactly. It's the whole new information thing. Either you're defining it as something reasonable, and it absolutely happens, like the change in the elasticity of the skin on the side of these flying mammals, or you're defining it as something that is absolutely not necessary for evolution to occur. Sorry. Go ahead,
well, what if pigs could fly?
Well, my point was that I think this guy might have a point here, because I've been throwing cats out the top window of my house for about 5 years now, and almost without fail, they've never.
Peter, go get him.
Dog poop from the sky when dogs get wings. Yeah. Oh yeah, look out! That's give a whole new to the birdie in the sky. Please don't you know what in my eye? Yeah, gliding snakes. There's a lot of things that have found out that they can use a little bit of gliding to their advantage.
Yeah,
without flying too. So
But he sounds very open-minded. He really sounds like he's curious and interested about what the real answer is. He hasn't ruled out any possibilities, with...
They don't have wings, Austin.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a super genius.
Dogs don't have scales. Why?
Oh, dogs don't have scales either. Well, then we don't have to worry about them flying around and stealing your princesses.
That's another reason why. That's another reason why they overeat. By the way, if you give them too much food, it's because they don't have scales. They all overeat.
No scales and no wings. Okay, so what else you got, super genius?
Why? Because they are the dog kind.
Oh, they're the kind. See, there it is. Now, are they a species or are they a kind? Ah. Brainless, what do you think?
Oh,
okay.
I need please define kind for me. I need please define the word kind.
Well, I think they're a kind of species.
We're trying to get, it's a kind of species. There you go. Don't let them hear that. They'll use it.
Does the dog kind have a standardized name? Like if I'm a creationist researcher trying to do some science and I'm doing some science on the dog kind, what term can I use so that a Japanese researcher, a Mexican researcher, a Swedish researcher all know what F I'm talking about?
I know the answer. I know the answer.
Yeah,
I think
it's a rhetorical question.
If you're ready for it, write this down, Austin. I think it's Fido.
Fido? Okay.
Yeah, that's
Robin Webster's here. It's a Keyand or a Cayenne.
Thank you. Spot is also suggested.
And there's John Hudson in the chat as well. Hello, John. Good to see you.
John.
Hey, Robin. Good to see you as always.
Yeah, see, that's what I mentioned earlier.
Kind of a little revolutionary scientist herself. I've seen her explaining this.
She does all right. That's right. Yeah. But even Ken Ham, the savior of the top tier, as we would call it, of the creationists.
Oh yeah.
He conflates and he'll say there's different species of dogs, and there's only one species of dogs. So they may not be able to get it on like they wanna, but they wanna.
It's a rock and a hard place thing for them. Either they need to define kind closer to the species level, which means there's no freaking way they can fit them all on the ark, or they need to define it higher up, which means, okay, now you might be able to fit these animals on.
You did it one too many times, Austin.
Then it puts humans in the ape kind, and you got to explain how this diversification happened so quickly and why it stopped.
I have the answer. You haven't been paying attention.
Just sit right back and you'll hear the tale of a righteous float that started out in ancient times upon a magic zoo boat. The rain began to pour like mad, God's judgment didn't stall. If not for Noah's floating crate, there'd be no life at all. No life at all. No life at all. If Noah and his ancient beard, his wife just rolled her eyes.
Just rolled them.
They boarded raptors, stegosaurs too, all trained to sit and stay. 2 T-Rexes in bunk bed stalls. What could go wrong, we say?
What could go wrong?
3 sons with wives who taught the dinos how to harmonize. Who taught the dinos how to harmonize? There's gators, frogs, and woolly mammoths, zebras sharing beds, triceratops and kangaroos stacked 10 high on their heads.
Oh yeah.
The ark was built with cubic math and doors that sealed with prayer. You ask about sanitation, don't go there. Just don't go there. Just don't go there. So come aboard this sacred ship where science hits a wall. With creatures from all continents, pre-flood we had them all.
They had them all.
The timeline's tight, the
They were
logic
all on the
light,
magic
the
zoo boat.
rain began to float. And now you're on a bumpy ride aboard the magic zoo boat. The magic zoo boat. The magic zoo boat. The magic zoo boat.
Answers all your questions,
Unicorns
Austin.
dashed to catch the ark, but tripped on fairy tales. They stopped to charm the woodland.
Unicorns
elves who
didn't
slid
make it.
through magic veils. Their horns aglow, they missed the boat. No place for their parade. Now stuck in myths and bedtime dreams where fantasies should stay. Where
fantasies should stay.
But what about old Sasquatch?
Here's what's important.
Did Bigfoot make the trip? Was he too hairy, tall, or shy to board that wooden ship?
He made it.
Maybe hid behind the trees or snuck in with the apes. Or rode the flood out on a log.
Or rode the flood out on a log.
Don't fall for tales of magic boats or creatures 2 by 2. Get smart, ask questions, that's the best thing you can do.
That's what Austin's doing, going to school.
Education shines the light that clears the myths away. So keep your mind wide open and learn what's true today.
Learn what's true today. Learn what's true today.
Hey, with Skipper Noah at the wheel and Wife Supreme with nerves of steel. 3 sons with zeros sailing flair. Their wives who brought salon braid hair. 2 rhinos juggling on the deck and Bigfoot hiding near the wreck. Here on the magic zoo boat. Here on the magic zoo boat. Here on the magic zoo boat.
Let's see.
Yeah, I wouldn't say
brought it up one too many times.
All my questions, but good try. I mean,
yeah.
The Bible says in
always
like the one that immediately comes up is what happened when they landed? Did all of the primary consumers just hang out a while the
barbecue, man, barbecue
built up and then the population's up, or was it like immediately a free for all? Did the carnivores all give them like a 20-second?
You're asking too many questions. Yeah. You had civilizations that went to war right after the flood. I mean, you're talking about those women were popping out babies like I don't know what, and I mean. I've seen some stuff on the internet, but nothing like that.
I think if you were to talk to the top echelon of the creationist intelligentsia,
okay.
I think you'll find that Ken Ham, by the way, is the bacon of creationists. But I think you'll find that they would have answers to this. So there we go.
And Ed's got it. See, that's why they brought 7 pairs of the clean animals. Barbecue. Yeah. There you go. We've solved another mystery here at Saturday Night.
Everybody knows the Lord loves Everybody knows the Lord loves the smell of a good barbecue.
Yeah, he does.
Yes, indeed.
That's true. I guess another question would be too, like how they didn't get mutated by inbreeding when their populations were at such low levels. Like,
do I have to play the video again?
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's a magic Zubo. Anything is possible on the magic Zubo.
Words in the title.
Methane with only one window. Hey, you can have an open forge going. I mean. Yeah. They talk about sparking up a match. Have you seen Ken Ham's arc? It has a open forge. He's forging metal with a furnace. You can't get more of an open flame.
Yeah,
but it's on the magic Zubo.
Although technically it would have been hot enough to burn to melt metal anyway, so he would just have to leave it on deck, presumably.
God created each after its kind. Now, dogs can breed and they can make new species of dogs.
No, they don't. What? Nope. There's only one species of dog. So you're listening to Ken Ham. There's only one species of dog. Now, as Austin pointed out, they might not line up real good because of the size, but there's only one kind of dog, one species of dog, only one dog. So you blew it already, and you're only 2 minutes in. We only got 2 minutes in on this video. We got to roll a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
So taxonomically, the way that works is that's actually super common in the living kingdom, in the tree of life, to have what is technically one species that there's dozens or even hundreds of varieties of. One of my favorite examples is the brassica plant, Brassica oleracea, wild mustard plant. Basically, it's been converted into 100 different forms via artificial selection and selective breeding. So technically, the wild mustard flower is the same species as a broccoli. And broccoli itself has like 100 different varieties, but it's also the same species as kohlrabi and kale and like another dozen types of produce that all have their kinds of different varieties. And they're all produced by inadvertently selecting for the genetic alleles that control the size of certain parts of the plants. Like Brussels sprouts are produced by selecting for the genetic alleles that increase the size of leaf buds. Kale is produced by the genetic alleles that produce the size of the leaves themselves. Broccoli is produced by selecting the alleles that produce a large stem, and then we eat the stem part. And so when you refer to these species taxonomically, it would be using the SPP abbreviation, which just means, you would. Another great example is Phaseolus vulgaris, the bean. And there's like a dozen different species that are all Phaseolus vulgaris, but they'll be.
We need a rainbow-colored TARDIS, Austin. We need a rainbow-colored TARDIS. Can you hook us up on that?
Oh gosh, I have all kinds of TARDISes as a Doctor Who fan, but no rainbow-colored ones. I should get one.
Get on the hunt. Get on the hunt. We need one for the animation. And Hillhugger, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
Canines are even more interesting because there's Canis lupus, the wolf, and then the dog itself is Canis lupus familiaris, which is just a variety of Canis lupus. And then there's all these different varieties of the Canis lupus familiaris.
But do dogs only make dogs?
Yeah. Dog does, yeah.
But you'll never see a dog turning into a bear, turning into a eagle. This does not happen.
All right. Well, first of all, dogs, bears,
absolutely do see a dog turning into a bear if you turn the clock backwards. Because dogs and bears come from common ancestors.
Austin, hang on, Austin.
Okay.
If you wouldn't mind, please. I've seen a dog turn into a beagle.
Hey, Kafai, how you doing?
Austin. You know when it's one of my
What do we
interruptions,
need?
it's going to be very short, so.
Trumpet of Truth. That's what it says. Yep. Yeah, he's laying it down for us. Evolution's a lie, and so there you go. I mean, the Bible says so. There we are.
Yep.
Okay, so dogs, like I said, dogs, bears, raccoons, a lot of the carnivora are all related to a common ancestor. So dogs and cats are not different kinds. They used to be the same kind. So you got to make up your mind on the kind thing. And I don't think they're gonna. But it's a good flexible word, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And because the evolutionary model never says a modern organism will evolve into another modern organism. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
It will what, Austin? It will speciate. It will speciate, which, what's this dude's name again? I've had too much alcohol. Jaylon. I'm just not going to remember that dude's name. Sorry, dude. Jaylon. You need a biology class. And I did an Austin on this guy's video. If you want to go check it out, don't forget, links are in the description. And while you're down there, make sure you click the like button, the share button, the subscribe button. If you want to join in on the emoji fun, you can hit that join button down there. And then a little bit lower in the description, you'll find the folks here that are on the panel. We'll throw Austin in there when I get a second. You'll also find the link to help out Ember with medical bills. Please do so if you can. And you'll find the links from my other channel for affiliate channels for the great folks that are great supporters of the channel, as well as the link for the original video down at the bottom. All that good stuff in the description. Make sure you check it out.
It's impossible. And it takes more faith to believe that billions of years ago, from nothing,
Not from nothing. There was lots of something.
From nothing. No God. No
stuff.
No waters. No nothing.
There was lots of stuff. Hi, Ryan. How you doing? Good evening.
Hey, Ryan.
And make sure the ladies have taken over the morning show. If you haven't noticed, Chris has been on a vacation of sorts, I guess, or something. I don't know. It was kind of a last minute thing. Whatever's going on. Chris, you're not missed at all. So, stay on vacation. I'm kidding. Chris is a friend of the channel, and the ladies are doing a great job. So, if you're up early in the morning, I believe it's 9 a.m. stop in and talk with the ladies. Hey, I like Chris, you know. I hugged Chris. I've met Chris. I mean, Chris and I are cool, right? Chris has been on the show. I've been on the show. I've been on Sci-Fi Saturday when he was still doing it. So, you know, Chris and I have a lot of things in common.
Yeah, and
Yes,
I'd like to just point
Chris.
out. I'd like to point out. Robin says the universe comes from the bottom turtle.
Oh, okay. The turtles all the way down. Yeah.
Thank you, Robin.
Yeah, we love Chris. I also met him at the ARC protest. I spent the better part of a day with him. He's an awesome guy, super nice, super tall, very fit for his age. He looks like he's a healthy
And Austin is as big as he looks in that picture, let me tell you. I hugged that big guy right there. You want somebody that's got your back, make sure Austin's got your back. And,
he's a very nice fellow, and his break is very well earned, and I hope he's recharging his batteries to come back and entertain us for another great year of funny
that's what Ryan
commercial
is saying.
parodies and irreverence, and God, I love his show so much.
Says he needed a break, and go check out his newest videos. Yeah, I noticed he just put out videos as well. He's been very busy, so yeah, he's you know, putting his feet up and having one of them umbrella drinks and, you know, enjoying the morning show, I'm sure. So, yep. All right. We wish you well, Chris.
They call it the Big Bang, just exploded. And from this explosion of literally nothing turning into everything.
No. Just
this
no.
is terrible.
Let's brush over this because we all
it's
know.
Terrible.
Just explosion. It's just no. That's what happens in your pants when you think about God. But no.
I will tell Mrs. Desk hello, Robin. Mrs. Desk might be watching on her laptop, so. Yeah, there was no explosion, and it did not create everything.
From nothing. That's
From
none
nothing.
of that.
None
all
of
of that is Strawman City. So.
Yeah. Terrible. Just terrible.
Oh, well. Terrible.
That all of that created order.
What does that mean? All of that created order. It started the universe, and the universe emerged from all them early properties, and more elements were created. We had out of the stars, and then the stars going supernova. This is an ongoing event. It's not Big Bang. Everything was there. Go ahead,
what's
Austin.
kind of happening is he's poorly characterizing a revolution in science, and one of those revolutions was caused by Charles Darwin himself. Before evolution, we thought there was a lot of debate about species fixity versus species changing even before evolution was a thing. Sorry, my dog's barking. Mia, shut up. Anyway.
I hope you got it on a leash, otherwise you might fly away.
Came up with the theory of evolution, people debated whether species changed or whether species didn't change at all. For instance, there was an old Greek philosopher, a guy named Anaximander, who proposed that species changed and that humans evolved from a more brute species because he didn't think human infants could ever survive in the wilderness. And so for a long time, there was debate about whether species changed or whether they didn't. And the prevailing opinion was that they didn't, because they didn't see how they could see that, you know, organisms would be born with mutations, but those were random. And they didn't see how randomness could create order. Order being a functional body plan. Until Darwin came up with this natural selection idea, which is not random. It's very ordered. It has a specific effect in that it is difficult for organisms to survive in nature. So if you have the right genetic alleles to give you the things necessary to survive in nature, nature selects those. And the next generation will have them in greater proportion because only the organisms, rather the individuals who had the genetic tools to survive to pass those tools on. That is where order comes in from randomness. It's from natural selection. And once that process was discovered, the revolution happened, and nobody thought that it was impossible for randomness to produce new features anymore, except, of course, for the people who are denying evolution.
I want to give a shout out to John. Those of us that follow him know that he's been working on a new place, putting in a lot of the stuff, doing the woodworking, all that good stuff. And John wants y'all to know that when it opens up in Dripping Springs, you can get an overnight casita for availability for $7.50 nightly. So if you're in the area, make sure you stop by and mention that you're there because of John. Right?
Where is Dripping Springs? That's in the U.S., right?
Yeah, you're around Austin, aren't you?
Me? No, I'm in Michigan.
No, not you.
John.
Yeah.
John.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, and
he's in the Southwest there somewhere.
The same is true for as opposed to within cosmology for gravity and the forces, right? They create order, right? So the expansion originally may have been, I don't know, quote unquote, chaos. I mean, it's a kind of a dodgy word to use anyway.
Hill country.
It's a dodgy word to use in physics anyway, because chaos is a form of order anyway. Yeah. But gravity obviously attracts mass to mass, and that creates particles, which then allow the electromagnetic force to split, and that allows more or light to perceive the universe, and therefore you're talking about order again. Order coming from random processes, random in inverted commas, because it's not random. It's not an explosion; it's an expansion of space.
John says he's
talking about.
John says he's in Hill Country, and that's about 30 minutes out of Austin. We also got Hans in the chat. That's just a great name. I wish I could name something Hans. That'd be cool. And Ambushed Apostate, good to see you as well. And there's the missing mod, poking her head in the door. Good to see you, Stephanie.
What the hell is he talking about?
I don't know,
but you're gonna get banned pretty fucking soon.
Pretty quick. We don't agree with that kind of stuff.
Hey, missing mod. Yeah, missing mod. Nice to see you.
We won't worry about that other problem.
Hopefully, we'll see you on Thursday, missing mod.
I reminded Stephanie and told her she had the first class invitation. So
indeed.
Robin, we got Robin on. Robin will take care of that.
Yeah,
and Massa, what a Massa is, but Massa is here.
That is ridiculous, and it's contrary to the word of God. And that's really what it comes down to. Are you going to trust God's word, or are you going to trust man's word? Because even Jesus...
It depends. If we're going to talk a Magic Zoo boat, don't get me started again. I'll have to play it again.
In Matthew chapter 4, verse 1, it says, Jesus was led by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil, and he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, and afterward he was hungry. Now when the tempter came to him, he said, if you are the Son of God, command that these stones become bread.
And who wrote this story about Jesus alone in the desert?
I don't know.
Somebody, right, Scott? Scott.
Jesus.
We got to go to Scott. We got to go to Scott. He's the theology expert. Scott,
come on.
How was this story written about Jesus being alone in the desert?
Don't know. It's just a story, dude. It's a story written by somebody. We don't know who wrote it. Somebody named him Matthew a couple of 100 years later. And that's how we got that story. By the way, who are you going to believe? Man's word or God's word? How about the words that are verifiable by evidence and can be examined and have people actually give you straight answers to those questions? How about that?
Yeah,
that's one of the things that doesn't make sense with what he's saying here, because apparently the devil went to Jesus, right? And Jesus, right, said, you can't, I'm just a man. Well, no, you're a god. So of course you can make your own miracles. Nothing wrong, because you can believe that, because that's God's word. That's not man's word. So
I don't know. I prefer.
Because he was a man doesn't mean that he's not a god. Apparently,
I would prefer the word of an asshole. I mean,
so it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense that all of a sudden they treat Jesus as a man when it's necessary because look, he was tempted, and yet here at the same moment he was there right at the beginning because he was the word. Right? That makes sense. Don't
make sense.
Yeah, guys, I'm off to bed. I'm getting a bit tired and. I'm on call tomorrow, so
Brainless.
I do need to get at least some sleep. So
get some sleep.
It was fun. How many minutes in are we now?
We got a couple minutes in.
Good luck. Good luck trying to get to the end of that video.
Yeah, we're never.
I think if you're gonna get to the end of the video, you'll still be going when I wake up.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes we do. Sometimes we do.
Yeah.
Good night, Brainless.
Aristotle. Sorry.
Dumbass. Good night, fuckers.
Night. So Aristotle, the father of biology, he also wrote a lot about rhetoric, about the things that change people's minds and influence them to action and all that fun stuff. And he had 4 ideas about rhetoric, and those were ethos, logos, pathos, and kairos. And evidence, Scott, what you're talking about, that's definitely logos. Logos means like logic and knowledge, things like evidence, charts, data, statistics, analysis, empirical methods. That is what logos is. And logos should change most people's minds in the most rational conception of what humanity could be. Logos would always change people's minds. That would be the thing that we would base our beliefs on. But in reality, we're a lot more complicated than that. A lot of the times we're basing our beliefs on things like ethos and pathos. Pathos being emotions, how something makes us feel. Oh, this person's telling me I'm going to live forever. That makes me feel really good, so I'm inclined to believe them. That would be a pathos approach to getting people to believe a religious worldview. And then this guy is basically talking about the ethos approach, the credibility approach. And how is somebody going to be more credible than God? He can't do it. It's impossible, right?
For the folks dropping in on the chat with their comments, hold on, Austin, hold on. With the folks dropping in on their comments, if you're here to buzzkill, it's not going to work. And I know Robin is on it and other folks. You're wasting your time. You're not going to buzzkill. We're here having a good time, right? Yep. So hang out with us and have a good time, or don't. And the comments really aren't necessary. I see somebody's got a lot of sock accounts, so here it comes. Somebody take care of that one too, if you would please. Thank you very much.
It's done.
Thank you.
And Jesus said, "It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God."
Yeah, and see, that's garbage too. That's basically saying you don't have to eat; you just have to read the Bible, and that ain't gonna work. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Bad advice. All right.
Yeah.
The fight was against the word of God. Jesus spoke with the authority of God's word, and that's what we see in the Garden of Eden. In Genesis chapter 3, we see that God gave He gave Adam and Eve one commandment. He said, you can eat of all the trees of the garden, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, you shall not eat. Why? Because God created us as free moral agents. God wanted a people.
And I have to push back. I've come to the conclusion that free will is garbage. According to the apologists you listen to, that everything's planned out. God knows everything. God does everything. It's a script. It's already written. It's to come. It's prophesied. Whatever you want to call it, there's no free will. God apparently made us for his own little play. It's going to play out as it's going to play out. The ending is even written. And all this free will and God wanted us to be independent agents and everything, that's baloney. I've completely cast all of that aside. It doesn't make any sense if you read what the rest of the Bible says.
People who would love him, obey him, who would commune and have fellowship with him.
love him, obey him. Yeah, God has these playthings, and if you aren't one of the playthings, he's already got a plan in mind for you too. He's going to harden your heart. He's going to kick the dust off his feet. Not going to throw pearls before swine, etc., etc., etc. And then even in the end, Jesus will say, "Depart from me, for I never knew you," because a lot of these ones that think they're Christians really aren't being Christian-like. And you get dwindled down a whole lot as to the people who are actually in God's good grace. So, yeah, check the mirror really close. I like to say, if there is a heaven, there are people like Mr. Rogers there. And if you think you're at the same level, salute, right? Because I don't think you are. And if you really ask yourself, you can't say you're at that level. Some people are, not dissing on everyone. There's some great people in this world. But are you at that level? Really? Ask yourself.
With him, he gave us dominion over the earth, and he gave us one commandment. He said, if you can obey this, you can have all these things. And there was no sin. See, God created the world, and it was perfect.
This is another Ken Ham thing. The Bible does not say things were perfect. Perfect would imply perfection. There's not perfection in creation. It's an imperfect creation. It is not perfect. The Bible says very good. However, whatever God does is deemed good. When God commands, unalive this whole other civilization, that's good. Even the women, the children, and the animals, take them all out. That is good. So good to God is whatever God wants to deem it. But it does not say creation was perfection. This is a Ken Ham line. It is not in the Bible. It is not what was said. God saw it as very good. Hey, I did a very good job, don't you think? Praising himself. Okay, you did a very good job, but you did not achieve perfection because, as they will point out over and over, we are imperfect, we are fallen. And the thing that, with the sin, I'm pretty sure God made that as a punishment. So your not a scapegoat, well, maybe a scapegoat, whatever. No, God did it. If you're going to say God did it, just like you did with the first verse in the Bible, look, God did it. Well, you know what? God did it here too. And this is passing the buck, I guess. You're passing it off, and it's our fault, it's the devil's fault, it's anybody's fault, but the one you just said created everything. So you can't have it all these different ways. It just doesn't work that way.
There was no sin, there was no death. And the Bible gives us the answer for sin and death. It's because we sinned against God, and death came upon us, and it spread to all men. But we're being taught in the school system today that nothing exploded and became everything.
All right. I want everybody to write your local school and ask them if they have ever taught any student that nothing exploded and made everything. I want these teachers' names, because if they are out there, they need to be fired, because I think it's ridiculous. I don't think it's being taught in schools. From what I've heard, like Dr. Dan and other folks that actually teach in schools, that this doesn't happen. These things are not said. I don't know where you're getting it from other than Ken Ham.
Evolution has nothing to do with the origin of the universe. He's talking about the Big Bang now. Evolution is about what happens to populations of living organisms over time. It doesn't say anything about the origin of the universe.
Yeah, we're gonna fire them all, Ed. I mean, I don't think this is actually what's being said, but
Yeah, I think you made a racist angry, Dave. That's awesome.
I don't know. It happens.
It makes me very happy.
The other Aaron Ross said, I never read it either. I fell asleep.
I think that's the troll. I think he's.
That's definitely.
I don't think that. Yeah. We had a couple of them in here, but like I said, they have nothing better to do. And my favorite comment they make is, "Don't you have anything better to do than to talk about atheism?" And I'm like, "Don't you have anything better to do than just troll my chat?" and comment about me commenting about theism.
Can
See,
you
I'm laughing. Okay,
what
I'm
it's
laughing.
like to be a racist person? Those are people who have never in their lives achieved a Dr. Seuss reading level. Like that is what a racist person generally is. I think it is an actual form of brain damage.
They don't like themselves. They don't like themselves. I mean, if you don't like other people, you don't like yourself. Because if you like yourself, you would realize you're just as different as everybody else is.
Yeah.
And we just happen to live on this planet Earth. That just happens to be the perfect destination from the sun. If it was
no, it's the distance, not destination. And this again is how much does the orbit vary? 100 million kilometers or something? No, we're not in a perfect spot. We're in an ellipse. Okay, they don't understand this. I understand why they don't understand this. The drawings all show circles. I think Austin brought it up that it's the book's fault. It's showing circles, but they're not circles. So there is no perfect distance from the sun. I've heard this many times that if we were 1 kilometer this way or 1 kilometer that way, we would all burn up or freeze. And it's like, no, you don't understand. And Venus isn't burned up, and Mars at one time wasn't that cold. So you have quite a range that the planets can be in, actually.
Yeah, the planet moves kilometers closer and further away to the sun in its natural orbit. So we know that it's not true that would happen. It already occurs, and the planet is fine. That's part of what causes seasonal shifts.
We're going to have to call grade school on this, right? I mean, you kind of learn these things in grade school science class. Again, science classes in grade school and high school are not specific, and you're not going to learn a lot of these specifics because that's not what they're designed for. They're designed to introduce you into the subject. But certain things are covered, like the planets, vary in their elliptical orbits. So, come on. At least stay awake in grade school.
This is part of what Copernicus figured out, as well as Galileo, and both of them their names were dragged through the mud by the church for doing it. Galileo was actually imprisoned and horribly mistreated. Copernicus was smart enough to publish posthumously, so he was never punished or had anything terrible done to him while he was alive. But after he passed away and his work was published, the church dragged his name through the mud and did everything they could to sully his reputation. So
Ed's gonna go do his stream. Have a good stream, Ed, and peace and hail, Bigfoot, and thanks. Always appreciate Ed stopping by, and make sure you are subscribed over at Ed's channel, The Rabid Atheist, where you will hear from a former pastor's point of view. If you want to get that kind of a viewpoint, that's where you go for it. And Rex, this is astronomy 101, right? If you've taken any kind of class about the planets, you know how they orbit. So, this is really weak, and this is a problem I have, is this is real, just pure out laziness, right? I mean, come on, you're not even matching a grade school level science student in what you're saying here. It's really sad. You can do better. And as we've said before, I'm not out to be mean to you or anything. Take this as constructive criticism, okay? Cover your basics at least if you're going to try to make an argument against science. Because, I mean, Austin here, he's going to school. He's got the big words, right? The rest of us are lay people, okay? And we stayed awake in science class enough to know you don't know what you're talking about. You don't even have the basics. And that's what really bugs us, is when you put yourself out as an authority on something when you don't even understand the very basics, like the Big Bang is an explosion that made everything out of nothing. This just is, I don't know where you're getting this from. But you didn't get it out of a textbook, and hopefully you didn't get it in a classroom.
Yeah, because it's so
closer,
easy to
burn up
watch
if
a
it was
video
further
about the Big Bang from a scientist, or about speciation or evolution or whatever. It's so easy to get that correct information. There's no excuse for parodying it that way, unless you're just trying to spread misinformation.
Hello, Christopher.
There is something that happens, Scott. It's called the feedback loop. This guy probably watches nothing but Standing for Truth, Answers in Genesis, Answers in Genesis Canada, all those creationist groups. So when he goes on his Google or his YouTube and he searches up evolution, the recommended completed searches will be completely different. So like if I go and type in evolution, I'll get evolution in ecological relationships, evolution and blah, blah, all the things that I've searched up myself often. He probably gets evolution is a hoax, evolution is a lie, evolution has no evidence.
Answers in Genesis.
When he clicks on those completed searches or completes the search himself, even the results he gets will be tailored and filtered to his specific interests. So it's a kind of a feedback loop where he probably doesn't get good content coming up when he searches up these terms because he has been engaging with so much of the bad content. The algorithm filters out content that he won't engage with.
Yeah.
I will drop you a link, Rex. Hold on a second.
Some would say the algorithm's more important or more powerful than God.
It is powerful.
Yeah.
Well, they're coming out with algorithm religions, like AI religions and things nowadays.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And let me get this thing down here.
That was the thing in quite a few sci-fi movies have had that theme in the past, like in the 80s and stuff.
Man, I work in AI. Do you think I can get some people to worship me?
In fact, thinking wasn't that part of the theme of Space Odyssey 2001? Yeah. I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave.
I wouldn't do anything too terrible with their worship. I would just pay my college tuition.
Yeah. Would you like the game of chess, Dave?
No, not with that evil looking. I love that movie though. There's a link for you, Rex. And did we? Yeah, we got that. Okay. Jedi's. There's a 3 million miles there. Yeah. That's. Dave is never mean. Well, you catch me on good days, Robin.
Dave, you just have that smooth golden voice where even if you're mean, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
It's just terrible.
What's up, Rex? How you doing?
Hey, how y'all? But yeah, that's like
we're learning. We're learning.
We're learning about okay. All right. If you
see what else we're gonna learn. There, hold on a second.
Oh my God.
We haven't gotten very far, so it's one of those videos,
Freeze, and yet we see all this order. We see the eyeball, we see the heart, we see blood vessels, we see the veins. We
don't see the eyeball.
The eyeball. Yeah, the eyeball is a miracle. Yeah,
it sure is.
It couldn't have developed and evolved from a crystal on top of a crustacean at the bottom of the ocean like 10 billion years ago. That didn't happen. Yeah.
John's got to figure it out. Watch when I finally snap. You don't want to be around that.
Well, just to make Austin mad, I think you'll find that Darwin couldn't explain where the eyeball came from.
No, we've had to do research on it. That's the best guess we got. Yeah. And to go back to astronomy is my thing. So to go back to the Big Bang shit that they were trying to talk about earlier, we don't know what happened before the Big Bang because time apparently did not exist then.
Yeah. Whoops. I took myself out. I didn't want to do that.
Yeah. Space and time are kind of the same thing.
It gets so crowded in here.
So if you don't have space, you don't have time.
Yeah.
Hello, Rochelle. Welcome back. We're about half of the glass in, so I'll have one for you though.
Are we going to have another?
No, Dave's got to take it easy there because I got a show to run here.
Fair enough.
I do have a little buzz though. That's the one thing about being a lightweight. It don't take much. You have a little bit. And
you take a break for a while.
Yeah. Comes back hard.
Rochelle gonna have some coffee. I do have tea too. I've been double fisting. If you haven't, I got my tea too. Keep calm and let Dave handle it.
What kind of tea?
Green tea.
Ooh.
Well, can you just hold that cup up to
I
can you hold the cup up? Can you just hold the cup up to the camera for us?
Yeah,
Dave?
where's the thing at? There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Let me just see that. Keep
calm.
Let Dave handle it.
It's a good
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Actually,
Okay,
I think I'm going to abide by that mantra because my phone is dying, so I'm going to hop off. I can maybe stick around for a couple more minutes, but I'm going to hop off soon and let you handle it, Dave.
Okay. Thanks for dropping in, Austin. We always appreciate when you stop by.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Good to see you all.
We see the conscience of man. We see the prophecies fulfilled in Scripture. I mean, look at the life of Jesus. He fulfilled many Old Testament prophecies.
Many.
None.
Too
Zero.
many. Too many to mention, in fact.
I believe this is where Scott will step in because Scott has done a video before, and I believe it was on the Isaiah or something like that.
Isaiah 45:7.
Yeah, there was this South African, I think. He was living in Ukraine for some reason.
Right.
But he was just a hothead, and he came up with these prophecies that you just can't come away from them not concluding that Jesus was predicted in the Bible, in the Old Testament. And every one of his prophecies was just total bullshit. And, I kept asking the question, how did Jews back in the days, before Christianity, how did they interpret these passages? Do we know much about that? And that sometimes we know, sometimes we don't, because the whole process of biblical prophecies that prophesy Christ are them reading the Old Testament and asking, how can I make this fit the life of Jesus? Or how can I create the life of Jesus so that it fulfills this particular prophecy?
Right. It's like cutting the puzzle pieces to fit the puzzle. Yeah.
None of these prophecies spoke about Jesus. Some of them weren't even prophecies. And like with Isaiah 53, which was a big one, that was basically talking about the nation of Israel. And you see that precedent all throughout the second part of Isaiah, where specifically Israel is called his servant. And it's so, of course, he accused me of lying and being disingenuous or whatever after I did that presentation in his comment.
Hey, look,
somewhere.
The thing is, if we're supposed to take all of the Bible at its word from beginning to end, what it says is what it says. You can't twist it around.
Yeah, I think, Scott, what you're talking about there is something referred to often as the sharpshooter fallacy. It's like drawn as like somebody shooting a bunch of random holes into the broadside of a barn, and then they go up and they paint the targets around the shots. So every
there
shot
you
is a bullseye. Yeah.
Yeah, take a shotgun and shoot the side of a barn, and then you paint the little target. Hey, look, I hit the bullseye every fucking time.
Yeah,
you did.
It's something that comes up a lot with religious apologists.
It is amazing.
It's amazing.
Literally, presuppositional apologetics admits to being a sharpshooter fallacy and uses it as the basis for its whole argument. It's wild to me.
What I keep thinking.
You on drugs?
Hey, I love that movie. That's a great movie, man.
All of these things we see, and that's why Romans chapter 1 says, man.
Oh, no.
I love Romans.
No, you didn't.
I've never heard this before.
As much as I can take.
Oh, here he goes.
I love
No.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, any movie
that's the perfect note for me to dip out. I gotta go get ready for my statistics and chemistry class.
What has the Romans ever done for us?
I don't know. And I'm not Roman, so I don't know why they keep bringing up the Romans' behavior.
Yeah, I know.
Paul's letter was written too about how they were acting, but they like to bring it up so much that I had to make a video clip because I heard it for the last dang time about them dang Romans.
Them dang Romans. Yeah, but any movie or TV show that Fred Gwynn was in, the guy that was the judge in My Cousin Vinny, Yeah, he was in Pet Cemetery.
Oh, that movie. I can't watch it again. I watched that movie when my son was young, and it was the wrong time to watch that dang movie. You know, all I could do was hug him and hug him and hug him and hug him, and I just can't watch it again. I did watch it.
When he killed the cat, he lost his shit. When he had to kill Church, he lost his fucking shit for the second time. Well, no, he got run over the first time. Yeah.
Well, and the wife too is what's her face from Star Trek too, and
she's Tasha Yar. Yeah,
and it was like, oh no, and
it's
tough movie. But rest in peace, Fred. We did appreciate your movies, and of course, you know, you made the Munsters.
Oh yeah, he was the Munsters.
Classic.
Well, him and Lily, the chick that played Lily.
Oh, all of them. It was a great crew. They were. They couldn't keep the daughter straight. They kept messing with her, but the rest of them, it's like, who are you?
Well, everybody asked me, do you like the Addams Family or the Munsters? And why can't you like them both? It's like asking me to pick between Star Trek and Star Wars.
Yeah, I like those. I like both of them too.
Yeah.
Of course, I saw Star Trek first, but that's just you know, the way of things. That's all.
Right. Is without excuse. It says the invisible things are clearly seen by what we can see. That there is a creator. Psalms 19 says the heavens declare the glory of God.
No, you brought up Star Trek. There you go. You brought up Star Trek. Look, this is Q coming to Earth and fucking with humanity. Because he took Picard all the way back to the beginning in that last Star Trek episode. So he just came to Earth just to fuck with us.
Dade's taking no prisoners. He says his shirt is stupid, his hair looks dumb, and his arguments are fallacious.
Both barrels, man. Both barrels.
Tell us what you really think, Dade.
All right, I'll shut up.
Don't ask that. He will. I mean, I do have TOS on my chat, you know. So. We love Dade Murphy. I just saw you singing some tunes earlier on some shorts there, some lip syncing. That's good stuff too. I like that.
Spoke and he created. And the problem is, even in the church now, we have preachers, we have Christians who are giving way, and they're saying, well, I guess God could have used evolution.
Yeah, that's pretty much where the moderates have gone, is that you can't deny evolution, so they try to, well, it's still this, and even William Lane Craig accepts evolution and says, yeah, but at one point, God just made special people.
I like the way he says now, when really that's been like 150 years.
Yeah.
Hey, look, if I could be an X-Man, I would be Archangel.
Anyway, I got to go, guys. So thank you very much, Dave, and hopefully I'll see you Thursday or something.
All right,
you
Simos.
All right.
Yeah, yep. All right, guys.
Take
care. See you later.
Have a good one.
Thank you very much. Bye.
And make sure...
I'm feasting on some slices of toast at the moment.
You're having toast?
We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast. We love toast.
Enjoy the toast.
I keep making toast, hoping to see Bigfoot.
That reminded me.
Well, I don't know which I want to see worse. Probably Bigfoot.
Well, that reminded me of that movie way back in the day, The Brave Little Toaster.
Yeah.
I watched that with my niece.
Yep.
Hey, she liked Disney movies.
And make sure you check the description for the link to Simos' channel. And last Thursday there was a few problems, but usually on Thursdays when it's in his series, because he takes a break in between the series as well, we all gather over at Simos' channel on Thursdays. That's around 5 o'clock Eastern, I think. What the time is for the rest of you, you can figure that out, okay? But here in the real time zone, it's 5 o'clock. And I believe we're going to be discussing some evolution, and we might get Stephanie to stop by and talk about some evolution.
Evolution. They were saying some shit in her chat the other day. Evolution. Keeps your skin young. Yeah, keep your skin young.
And we like Stephanie, and when Stephanie does come on, and she's been on some of our channels, Stephanie gets all due respect that any guest would get as a guest on our channel, whether we agree or not.
Well, God could have created with millions of years. And the fact is, yes, he could have, but that's not what the Bible says.
The Bible doesn't say. The lineages in the Bible do not date the universe. They're to put Jesus in a bloodline. That's all they're for. It's all they were put in there for. That's all people back in that day cared about, is the bloodline for the king.
Mm-hmm. Who begot who and begat that and begat this. Right. Yeah. I mean, fucking reading. Yeah.
And it doesn't make, and back to not making any sense, because Jesus can't be in the bloodline. He didn't have no daddy. Not an earthly daddy, at least. So how's he in the bloodline of David? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, all those people died in the flood. All those people who were begotten in the Exodus died in the flood. We all came from Noah's family, apparently.
Don't start with the magic zoo boat again.
It says God spoke, and it was so. See, scientists who are secular, now there's Christian scientists, and by the way, science confirms the Bible.
Scientists confirm the Bible. Science confirms the Bible is false.
Where?
I don't know if you've ever heard this guy called Jesus is Lord. Yeah, he said, God said in the Old Testament, I think it's the Old Testament, the city of Tyre would be destroyed and never rebuilt or never found, to be wiped away. Guess what? You can find it on Google Maps.
Cheers to the science in the Bible. And that's supposed to be underwater and only good for their fishermen to spread its nets. The city wasn't even taken. It resulted in a draw. So there wasn't even a win on the battle. And that's the problem with prophecy. When you give something too specific, it fails.
Yeah, it was like the, what was the dude saying? I'd use the shotgun analogy. You shoot the shotgun in the barn, and then you tape the target around
shooter. Yep.
Yeah.
Science, by the way. The word science just means knowledge.
I don't care what the words root means. That's not how science just means knowledge. Hovind uses this. Hawaiian shirt guy. I wash my mouth out with soap. Hawaiian shirt guy and Ham and all the rest of them use this too. Science just means knowledge. It's like, who cares, right? Our words have lots of meanings, lots of lineages, so to speak. They go through many languages. They have many roots. They have many changes. They have many definitions, on and on and on. I don't care. Science, as science uses it, is a body of knowledge that we've accumulated, as they say, on the shoulders of giants, right? Many have come, and again, many scientists failed at their experiments. That is not a bad thing. Those are things we know are not true.
Are not going to work. Yeah, you learn more from a failure than you do from a success.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then, I mean, we're standing on the shoulders of Einstein and kind of on Tesla, but much shit's lost. So, and
put the dope in dopamine. I like that one. I want that on a shirt. I put the dope in dopamine.
Oh wait, fair enough. Fair enough.
I want you to know that. So, real science actually confirms the scripture.
Yeah, real science.
Keep saying it over and over again. Maybe you'll get. This is why a dude is sitting in his room talking to himself on the internet, because there's nobody that'll follow him in a church. So, yeah. I'm just saying.
Sending the link to his grandma. So she can say he's a very good boy.
He's so smart.
He's a good boy. He grew up good.
Scripture says God created after its kind. So he created the elephant kind, the dog kind, the cat kind, all of these different kinds.
That
and then
doesn't
he created
mean anything.
Mankind in his own image. And the Bible says man is the highest creation of God. We are made in the image of God.
Does it say we're the highest creation, Scott?
I don't know. I can't remember that part. I'm
Yeah,
going to dig out my Bible, and I'm
this
going to
not,
fucking do it.
David if he wrote that song, thought he was hot shit. Fearfully and wonderfully made. That doesn't necessarily apply to every human being. So I don't know really what the Bible says about the hierarchy.
Okay, so humans are the highest form of being, yet we get people like Jeffrey Dahmer and fucking Ted Bundy, and who's the other guy? Who's the clown? Who's the clown guy?
Oh, BTK. BTK.
Oh yeah, the bind, torture, killer. Yeah.
Notice how man has authority.
We're the ultimate.
They're made in the image of, right?
Yeah.
Over this earth. Notice how man has a moral system. Notice how mankind has language systems, has all of these things that animals don't have. Yes, they communicate with each other, but they don't have intelligent.
Now, see, he just contradicted himself. He said they can't communicate, but yes, they can talk to each other. It's like, wait a minute.
Well, that's how we learn to talk. We listen to the animals, and we go, and we go, aha, and we go, ha, ha, ha. And, we make animal sounds, but they make sense to us.
We talked about that the other night, where there had to be a point where a couple people started talking to each other.
Yeah.
So, and that's another emergent thing.
There was a movie. Do you remember the movie that Ringo Starr did called Caveman?
Oh, yeah.
The language they used, Tanda. Ooh. No, dude from the future or something said, no, it's food. And they were like, no, it's ool.
So getting back to the where does it say question, there is Psalm 8:4-6 that says, what is man, in King James English here, that thou art mindful of him, for thou hast made him a little lower than the angels and has crowned him with glory and honor. So that, I guess I can use that.
We are special.
The breath being breathed into the man when he was created and became a living soul. We have quote unquote dominion over the creation, and we're made in the image of God. So if they piece together that whole idea from those passages, but it talking about us being the highest form of creation or whatever, that's not explicitly stated there. It's just kind of cobbled together.
Oh, is it?
Passage.
Oh. Well, go out into the jungles of India and hope you don't run into a tiger, because it will eat your ass.
That's right. Tigers
have you tried to praying?
Have great coloring and stuff. I love tiger stripes.
They look like the shadows. Yeah, they can move through the shadows and you won't even notice.
Yeah.
I heard their numbers were rebounding in certain areas too, so that's good news too. Just don't mess with them, okay? Leave the tigers out there. They're not bothering you. You don't bother them, okay?
And just
they might come bother you anyway. You might be sleeping in your tent or whatever, and all of a sudden,
some places, people are still on the menu. In some places, we get a little arrogant and forget that, but you can still be on the menu. Well, we brought it up earlier. How many, different animals take out people every year? It's not a lot, but it is possible.
What was that movie? The Ghost in the Darkness with Michael.
Oh yeah, the one with Val Kilmer and what's his name? Shit, who's the other guy? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, those lines collected bones apparently, according to the movie. Now I've not read the book, but according to the movie,
I think Bree just mentioned that this morning that certain liberties were taken with the movie, but such is the way with movies, right? There was a really cool they want to make a better story or whatever. Yeah.
There was a really cool documentary about it was the blank of Savo, Tsavo. Maybe it's called The Lions of Savo. I don't know, but it kind of did a documentary about that particular time period that was really good. And then I think one time when I was at the Chicago Field Museum, I think they had a stuffed lion that was supposed to be one of those lions.
That's what Bree was covering, the stuffed lions, because she said she saw those stuffed lions, and they used to be a rug or something. So that's the one then. Okay.
Systems like we do. Okay, all of these things, and the Bible gives us the answer. Now, so people will point to, for instance, dating methods. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but there are multiple dating methods, and a lot of them contradict each other.
No, they're used to corroborate each other. When different methods get the same ages, they say, hey, this is a different method reaching the same ages. That's good science. I don't know where you're getting this from. I don't think Scott agrees either.
I walk away and get a beer, and then now he's talking about hooking up. Is that what's going on here?
It's some dating app. Who knows? Don't use it, I guess.
Hey, I tried Tinder for like 5 minutes.
Man's word versus God's word. But let me tell you this. Do you know that they have dated fresh rocks that were formed from volcanoes?
Talking about that kind of
Yeah, I heard about that. That's this guy named Steve Austin, and he's a known fraud that collects new rocks. And here's the thing. You can't date something that just expired or is a new rock. There's no decay yet.
Nope. Wait, did he say Steve? Did you say Steve Austin?
That's where they all get it from. Steve Austin and a couple of his buddies are the ones that do all the phony dating stuff.
Well, wasn't Steve Austin's name, was that in the $6 Million Man?
I know it crushes me too every time I have to say it.
Man.
I mean, I was a Bionic Man kid, I mean.
Oh yeah, I had the little
action figure. So did I. I still do. I still have it.
Oh shit. See, I played with mine till it broke.
It doesn't pump anymore. Yeah, it doesn't pump anymore.
Magnifying glass eye and the robot arms and the robot legs. Or was that the Bionic Woman? She had the Bionic ear. And I think
Steve had the eye, at least one arm and the legs. And she had the hearing and I think the legs and a little bit different.
Yeah, she was it might have been the opposite arm. But do you know that in the $6 Million Man TV show, that crash they show in the opening credits, that's real shit. That actually happened.
And you know who else appeared on the $6 Million Man?
What?
Bigfoot.
Oh, Bigfoot. Yeah, that was Andre the Giant.
It was a 2-part series, as I recall.
Yeah, he was like aliens and shit. Yeah. Hey, and that was Andre the Giant. Andre the Giant played Bigfoot. Yep.
I've got some of the photos from that. That's
I've got some of the old. Yeah.
You can't forget Bigfoot. Because Bigfoot thinks about us as often as we think about him. Just because you don't see him doesn't mean that he doesn't see you.
Yeah, it's like Santa Claus. Yeah.
That's right.
Doesn't mean it.
And Bigfoot has toast. And toast is good.
Yes.
Bigfoot has spoken. Everybody have some toast.
Well, if Bigfoot was an interdimensional toast being, would that still make him an alien? An extraterrestrial?
We don't care if you like toast.
It would make him awesome. Okay, I put in a link. There's a guy, you might have seen him in a recent video that That's It Given hosted, but there's a channel called Age of Rocks where he refutes all that crap that this guy is referring to about Mount St. Helens and contradictory and misleading radiometric dating. So I put the link there in chat. And if you get there, go ahead and subscribe to Age of Rocks. You will not be sorry you did. He's just a really good, straightforward expert on geology.
Wait, did this guy claim that Mount St. Helens showed that the devil is real? No, not Age of Rocks. This guy on the screen.
Maybe. Top Tester, how you doing? Good to see you. From what I can say is usually when they cite this stuff, it's coming from Steve Austin. You trace it back and almost 99% of the time or whatever, it's Steve Austin, or he collabs with a few other people that go out and do these bad samples and bad testing, and then they publish all these crazy results. And yeah, he's dishonest. He's a known fraud. And what he said is incorrect. The dating methods, as well as other dating methods like tree rings, ice cores, known historical events like volcanic eruptions, all are corroborated with the dating methods. And guess what? They always match.
Yep. Pretty much.
So in other words, these are newly formed rocks coming from lava, and they've actually come up with millions of years.
No, they didn't.
Knowing that these rocks are not that old.
No, they didn't. And if they got any trace rocks or minerals or something that the volcanoes brought up, that's why you submit more than one sample, because when you get these thank you. When you get these discrepancies, they know there was something wrong with the sample.
Right. It's been contaminated. Yeah.
Yep.
By something. Yeah. I mean, hey, if volcanoes spit out diamonds, I'd be on the rim of the fucking crater. I'm just saying.
And here comes the fresh kills too, which is the same thing. You cannot date a fresh kill, and you cannot even date certain bottom feeders because of what they consume messes up the testing as well. But he's going to say it anyways. Here comes right from Hawaiian shirt guy.
Killed baby seals as well, that they dated with argon dating. And again,
why would you date it with argon?
How can you date it with argon? I mean, really, that's like saying, neon. I'm going to date it with neon.
You don't, first of all, it's carbon dating. And no, first of all, why would you date something that you just offed? Don't you know that you just did it? And if you want to prove you just did it, come back in about 100 or 200 years, because that's how long it takes to get a ratio going so that they can date, because dating is done with a ratio. So if you don't have a ratio between the parent and the daughter isotopes yet, you can't do a test on it. Yeah. There's no ratio. So right there, again, my guy, what's your name? Jaylon? I'm going to remember this dude's name. Jaylon, that's it. Jaylon, come on, man. Cover the basics. If you're going to talk about dating, you should at least know research. Yeah, it's done with a ratio. Right There's Ember. We've been waiting for you, Ember.
Oh, hey.
Ember.
But yeah, all you got to do is learn about. Okay.
Hold on. We've got Ember's birthday tomorrow, and we wanted to make sure tomorrow's Ember's birthday. And you know what we do around here when it's somebody's birthday? We got to celebrate their birthday. So Ember, this one is for you.
Day is here to glow. Candles lit, the cake says so. The world's a spark, you're the flame. Every year it shouts your name. Happy birthday, Ember, shine so bright. You're the fire lighting up the night. Another year, another spark. You're the glow in the deepest dark. Balloons and wishes in the air. Laughter echoes everywhere. Time's a dancer spinning free, but today it bows to thee. Ember, Ember, make a wish. Life's a feast, so fill your dish. Happy birthday, Ember, shine so bright. You're the fire lighting up the night. Another year, another spark. You're the glow in the deepest dark. Ooh, balloons and wishes in the air. Laughter echoes everywhere. Time's a dancer spinning free, but today it bows to thee. Balloons and wishes in the air. Laughter echoes everywhere. Time's a dancer spinning free, but today it bows to thee. Ember, Ember, make a wish. Life's a feast, so fill your dish.
happy birthday, Ember. Thanks for stopping by, and may you have many, many more. And I hope you appreciate the flowers. I couldn't put any more flowers in that video. So
it'll catch fire. Yes.
We know Ember loves her flowers. So that's for you, Ember. And yeah, happy birthday. Oops. We'll drop you out there and get our video back.
We made it around the sun one more time.
Yes,
I'm 52. Yeah. So
Not
it ain't blew up yet.
That's not guaranteed.
Yeah, it's never guaranteed. That's right. And
nope.
Now that we've taken care of those, my stream coming up this week will be celebrating my birthday. So I hope y'all can stop by then and wish me a happy birthday back. Okay.
Oh,
all right.
Sure. Wait, what are you're not a Leo? What are you?
I'm a Virgo.
You're a Virgo. Okay, fair enough. I'm a Taurus.
My wife is a Leo. I'm a Virgo, and we were married in between our signs. Well, and I know Simos is going to love to hear all that, but it was all in good fun.
Well, my mom's a Leo, and my dad was a Taurus. So, yeah, go figure. But not that I believe in all that crap.
Yeah, it's just what it is. I mean, when you're picking a wedding date, we wanted to have it in the summer, and so we figured, well, right between our birthdays, so that's when our anniversary is well, not exactly in between, but it's in between our birthdays.
Well, that's funny you should say that, because my mom and dad kind of did the same thing. Their wedding anniversary was 2 days before my mom's birthday. So, yeah, kind of, sort of the same thing. Not really.
You're welcome, Ember, and thanks for all you do, and you're a great part of the community. And Ember has been on my channel, and I've been on Ember's channel, and I even met Ember in person. That's right, in person. I had my arms around Ember. So, yeah, we love you, Ember. Have a happy birthday tomorrow.
Lucky
and
dog.
Ember's going to be doing her shows, as well as I believe she's going to be on with Maya tomorrow night too. So. See, Tilting's on it. Tilting, that's why you got an awesome video too. And happy birthday to you as well, Tilting. Ember's going to have her birthday stream, and then she's going to be over, I believe, with Maya. So you can catch Ember all night tomorrow night and say happy birthday, Ember.
They found fossils, who they say fossils take millions of years. They have shown that you can get fossils almost instantly.
It doesn't matter whether you get a fossil instantly or in a millions of years, because they don't date fossils. How about that? And also on that subject, anything Mary Schweitzer or anybody else finds in a dinosaur fossil doesn't change the age of it either. So there you go.
I had a friend who was a geologist. He worked for oil companies. And he said you could reasonably date a fossil depending on how far you found it down. But to get an accurate one, you got to do radiometric dating, shit like that. Yeah.
And everybody's wishing Ember a happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Oh, sorry. I'll give you a copyright strike. Sorry.
As a birthday gift for Ember, I will not sing happy birthday.
Oh, wait a minute. I still got a little bit left here. Where's my thing here? Ember, happy birthday. And this is extra special because you don't see Dave Drake very often. But for special people that were celebrating their birthdays, I had a little bit of wine, and yeah, I'm feeling it. So if I'm a little goofy, you know why. It's your fault.
You did this. God did it. Oh, sorry.
Cheers, Ember.
Look, he chugged the whole fucking thing. Jesus
there's still a little left. There's still a little left. I started out with a glass.
All right, you got a shot left. Okay, fair enough.
Hi, Bree. Good evening. I think Bree is getting ready to go talk with Helen tonight. I think you're doing, right? I believe that's tonight. If not, correct me. But if so, yeah, make sure you go check that out. I had too much alcohol. What's the name of Helen's channel? talking about something. Forgive me, Helen. Yes, you're going to be on with Helen? Okay, all right. So, well, that'll work out good. You can go check out Bree and Helen having their talk when we wrap things up. So, hey, thank you, Ember. There it is. Fireside, yeah, free. Wait a minute, clicked it. Free Thinker Fireside is Helen's channel. I caught it last week. Joe was over there having a nice little talk, and Joe, thanks for the shout out. I'm going to finish this off. Joe, Kentucky Atheist, great friend of the channel, and Joe's sometimes dealing with a few things, but we always wish the best for him, and I appreciate everything Joe does for me and for the channel and all the discussions we have offline and all that good stuff. All the times I've been over there, he's been over here. Joe and I always have a good time. Joe's link is, as always, in my chat. Good friend of the channel, and this is for you, Joe. All right. That's the most alcohol Dave's had in a while. And Dave is good. All right, let me get my thing back here. Not that thing. I ain't got no giggity. You're going to have to wait for Brainless to come back. Scott, just subscribe to Free Think. Yeah, if you're not subscribed, subscribe over there. It's Free Thinker Fireside. Helen has a bunch of chats with folks, and she also does some debunking and whatnot on her channel too. And go show her some love, or them some love. And Mrs. Desk may get lucky. Hey, it's my birthday. I may get lucky. Joe does rock. I didn't see Joe on today, but usually he's on Saturdays. I think he's on another day too. Bree's dropping the link. There you go. There's the link. Thank you very much, Bree, and have a good time. What do we got? We got another one in here. Nubs. Uh-oh, not the nubs. Are we talking about Jim Bob's nubs again? Because all you need is a nub. What a beautiful day to hear about the authority of God's word from an atheist. Yeah, well, I've been laughing about it a lot, but if you want to take it that way, you're free to.
Get these things so people don't know that these things are out there. We have a defense for our faith, just like for the resurrection of Jesus, all of these things. And yet people are falling prey to what the secular society, what people are saying at large, and they are rejecting the authority of God's holy word.
That's a roundabout way of saying that most of academia, theologians, most of the world's population, and a lot of your peers and other religions, and all these folks don't agree with you. Maybe there's a reason, just maybe. And I'm not here to diss on anybody's belief in God. Okay, we make jokes and everything and stuff, but the world we live in, there's a lot of people that believe in God. Okay, what we are taking apart is when you're saying there's no proof at all for evolution, when it's taught in biology classes all the time. Austin was in here earlier. Austin's taking biology classes. You heard him saying all them big fancy words. You know where he gets that from? Biology classes. So if you want to have your God and, go to church, whatever, just keep it to yourself.
Those gosh darn biology classes with their big fancy words.
Know.
So up and
all that Latin and shit. Yeah.
Well, if I wanted to attack beliefs, all I have to say is I'm an atheist, Robin. I'm an atheist because theists have failed to convince me otherwise.
Yeah,
so it's not my fault.
Resurrection? No evidence. I mean, stupid evidence.
As far as science knows, the only thing that resurrects is a jellyfish.
I do have a little buzz from that wine there, I didn't have too much, so I'm feeling
red wine.
I do like red wine.
The Bible says we're going to stand before God. We're going to give an account to God on the day of judgment. So,
I got no problem with that. This is a threat that theists use against me a lot, and I don't have a guilty conscience. I fire back with, well, what's on your conscience that's bothering you so much? It can't just be the silly sin thing because everybody's a sinner. I mean, you can't get around it, right? What else is bothering you? I'm not bothered. If I have to answer for myself, I'm going to say, yeah, I made fun of your Magic Zubo. Is that what you're going to hold against me?
Yeah,
well, that's silly.
I've run across a lot of sweet and caring people in my day. A lot of them are Christians. But as a power to keep you from sin and make you this just exceptionally holy person that to look up to, Christianity just doesn't do so great for that. You know, there's all this talk about what the power of the Holy Spirit will do for you and in your life, and you'll be sanctified and you'll walk with God. And Christians are no different from anybody else. Yeah. They just try to use words like, atheists are sinners, atheists hate God, or atheists just want to sin. But
how can you hate something you don't believe in?
Right. And
they don't know that one.
People are people. There's good ones. There's bad ones. There's good Christians. There's bad Christians. There's good atheists. There's bad atheists. I've never met a Hindu I didn't dislike, but I'm sure there are some.
Well, I never met a Muslim that I never disagreed with. So
that's true.
Yeah, we bring it up.
You're Muslims on YouTube, but that's a different topic.
And I forgot to end the poll before Austin left. But Austin, if you're still out there, we are gonna end the poll. It was pretty close between yes, a lot of men at 29, no, welcome to Satan at 37, and folks that don't care at 35. So we're going to have to call it at welcome to Satan. Now, this is a problem we have a lot here, is that they accuse of us atheist channels of having satanic imagery. And this is another myth. We do not have satanic imagery on our channels. We don't believe in your Satan any more than we do about your God. And
isn't that guy from that Jack Black movie?
It might be. But, I really don't know where they get it from. We prefer nice, happy things here. We post pictures of toast. So the whole satanic imagery, that's another myth. So please stop that, okay? All right.
Well, there was the whole satanic panic in the 80s, and everything moves in a circle, and I think it's coming back. I think it is coming back.
It never went away. They just changed things. It went from Smurfs to Ozzy to
any kind of heavy metal,
Pokemons,
and Dungeons and Dragons. If you play Dungeons and Dragons, you're the fucking devil. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's always something, and they never have a shortage. Bree, I think, does. Little Ben's song about the wet ass P word, and it's just so, and of course attacks on the parts of our community that we hold dear, and it's not just that. I mean, they're attacking me, right? We've gotten some trolls in the chat here tonight, this and that about atheists, and it's like, well, yeah, this is an atheist channel, and we're a bunch of atheists, and we gather here for Saturday night at the Atheists. So, surprise!
Says it all. We're a bunch of atheists.
Here we are.
If you want to get technical, I've never said I was an atheist. I said I don't know, because there's so many fucking gods that have come before. Yeah, which one? Which god?
There have been theists on the channel as well. We do welcome theists to come on and have civil discussions, and we have had some very nice discussions with some theists, and it's like we repeat a lot. We're not making this personal, unless you're, one of Jim Boob's demons. Otherwise, sincerely, it's constructive criticism. That's what it is.
Well, yeah, of Christianity and Judaism and Hinduism and Muslims and
we don't play any favorites. That's right.
Yeah.
We talk about Christians a lot because guess what? Around here, there's a lot of Christian videos. And you know what else? I try to pull up some the Hindu videos and stuff, but they're not in English. And
can't
that's my fault. Well, it's my fault. I don't know their language, so it is my fault. Okay, and I could, I suppose, interpret it, but I'm just saying I do look for them, and every time here's one talking about atheists or something, and I click on it, and it's not in English. So just saying, YouTube does give you the option to put things out in other languages, and you might be able to reach me and my show and my audience, and we could cover one of your videos if you would put it out in English. So just saying, as again, constructive criticism. It's YouTube offers it. I see it right on my thing. You can choose other languages. So you might want to choose another language for your videos. It may reach more people. I'm just saying, right?
Yeah. And I remember what I'm going to say earlier. YouTube builds up an algorithm just like Google builds up an algorithm. It depends on what you search for. They will give you the results. I mean, if you want to look for something off the wall on YouTube, you got to specifically type that in. If you just go search videos, you're going to get everything you've been looking for before. So, same with Google.
We are surprising people and spreading the information. Ember realized that we are atheists, and Ozzy, may he rest in peace, said the rabies shot sucked. I'm sure Ozzy doesn't even remember. One of my favorite Ozzy stories is how many times he took the driving test because he kept showing up so stoned. He would pass out in the car waiting, and they would just, not pass him. So, but on stage though, I saw Ozzy. I'm a Sabbath guy, and broke my heart to lose Ozzy. Really did. And rest in peace, Ozzy. Rest in peace.
NIB. Away.
There you go.
People say molecules to man. That it started with one single cell organism. Do you know Richard Dawkins?
This is another thing. Life didn't start this one cell and then everything came from it. There was life all over the place, okay? And the ones that won out became the populations of cells that diversified. This everything started with this one cell thing. It's just, come on, man. Come on. Basics here. Basics.
Well, I mean, this is what I think. I don't have any proof to back this up. Plants came first, giant fucking plants.
Yep.
Okay, and then fungi like mushrooms and shit came second, lichen. All right, and then we branched on out to animals. That's how evolution works.
It kind of came about at the same time. Really. Plants and animals are really hard to distinguish the line, but generally though they were very simple animals and big plants. So.
Yeah, giant plants. Yeah.
Hey, Michael, good to see you. Robin says her first concert was Ozzy. My first concert was Aerosmith. It was 120 some degrees in there, and it was hot. I had my girlfriend on my shoulders. I was soaked in sweat. Rock on, rock on. I couldn't do that these days, but back then, oh man, it was. I seen Aerosmith a couple of times. I did see Ozzy live too. I have somebody had the ticket stubs posted one day, and I was like, I gotta go look. I know I've got an Ozzy stubs. I have to get a picture of that.
One of the most famous atheists who's still alive today was asked in an interview if he could give even one example of a living organism producing new genetic information. And he couldn't answer that. He said,
well, he stumbled a little bit, and he was thinking because he was put on the spot, but he did give an answer to the question. So, and A lot of times they do this with Richard Dawkins. They put him on the spot. He's not prepared, and it's not necessarily his field. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. Richard Dawkins, erase Richard Dawkins. You know what you're still going to have? Evolution taught in biology class. I really don't care. Okay, Richard Dawkins has done a lot in his profession, and he's reached a lot of people. He's said some stupid things as well. We hold that against him. But I don't care. And I don't care about Darwin or any of these other folks. I don't care about Hitchens. I don't care about any of these folks. It doesn't matter. Whether they existed or not, whether they wrote books or not, makes no difference. You still have evolution.
He could not. What that means is, for instance, with a dog, again, what I was talking about earlier, if they were going to have wings, which they don't have the genetic information.
I gotta laugh again.
Yeah,
I just gotta laugh again. Dogs don't have wings. Thank you for that insightful information. I will double check my dogs, both of them, and my cat too. I mean, what the heck, and my fish. I'm gonna make sure that none of them have wings.
They would have to produce new information.
New information. First of all, hello, Brent. How you doing? Simos isn't here, but I'm going to cite Peter Atkins anyways, because Simos and I really like to cite Peter Atkins. And Peter Atkins was very smart, way smarter than all of us put together, has stated that any bonding of a molecule is information. So there you go. And you know what DNA is? Big old fancy molecule. See, when you know the basics, it isn't that impressive anymore. I mean, well, it is in itself, but compared to your magic land, it's not. These things are known, they're understood, and your gotchas with there's no information. Yes, there is. And this is a Ken Ham specialty. There's no new information added, only information taken away. Well, once again, tacos, everything comes from pre-existing stuff, and evolution is not linear. So if you lose a foot and you grow a flipper, that's still evolution.
That doesn't happen. There's not one observable evidence. All we have are these false pictures that they show you of apes turning into man. Let me tell you, apes are still here today. We are not apes.
Rex, are we apes?
This guy is just a big, deep well of ignorant shit.
Now, Scott is our theologian. Scott knows that we're apes. It's how we're classified. And you know who classified us as apes? A Christian. Somebody who believed in Jesus.
And he caught hell for it, I believe.
He did. But he said, nope, we're apes. And we are. That's how we're classified. And, we are part of the great apes. If you want to be special, we are part of the great apes. Okay? Does that make you feel special? Is that what you need to get through the night? Okay, you're special.
We are not of that kind. Yes, there are similar features. Why? Because God...
Yeah, why are we so similar? Hello?
Yeah.
God is the creator.
Mike's been working for months on, well, it seems like months, but it may have been actually weeks, but he's been working for a long time, long dedicated hours, comparing just the chromosome 2 fusion site. And he's just, lining things up and finding out how closely our DNA matches. If he's talking about, this guy's talking about features, which is like phylogenetics. Yeah, different wide species that are highly unrelated or distantly related from one another. Yeah, they have similar features that might have a similar
phylogeny.
Thank you. I just tripped, and I haven't been drinking phyology.
I hit that one already.
Whatever.
Hey, look, man, it's Saturday. It's Saturday.
And the genetics are different, but there's a thing called convergent evolution. But apes and humans, especially chimps and humans, are just very close. It's very close, consistent with the type of comparison you're doing. The percentage, does it matter that much? I don't know. But if you do certain kinds of comparison, it's a 96 to 98% lineup. If it's a different kind of alignment, it might be in the 80%. But if you do the same kind of alignment for other species, you consistently get that we are just so much more similar and related than any other species.
And the differences really don't matter that much. They like to bring up, it's not really a couple, it's as much as 85%, like you said. But that's a 15% difference. And for the argument, all right, I will give you 15%. Humans can vary up to 10%.
Yeah.
So that number means absolutely, that's like saying, well, humans are 100% or something. No, humans vary a lot too.
And you have to specify what kind of alignment you're doing, what kind of comparison.
Yeah, what part of the genome, right?
Yeah.
Wait, so, and
hear me now. They cherry pick that too. Yeah.
Right.
You're here, Rex. We hear you.
Okay. We are primates. We have opposable thumbs. Guess what else has opposable thumbs?
Mm-hmm.
Rats, raccoons,
crabs,
possums, and what are they? Well, crabs are first.
When you see a raccoon manipulate objects, it's just, to me, it's spooky because it seems so people-like,
They have opposable thumbs.
We covered Wayne, and Wayne says we have opposable thumbs because crabs figured out how to have opposable thumbs.
No, crabs turned into land spiders.
Wayne doesn't know science very good either, but we may have a revisit with Wayne. Speaking of, coming up here is going to be 1 year of Saturday Night at the Atheist, just a couple of weeks away, and so we're thinking we'll revisit Wayne for the 1 year anniversary. Have some fun with Wayne because we do like Wayne very much. Hey, Spooky.
And as the creator, he was the one that designed. And so some of his creations and designs he made with similar features. Why? Because a good architect knows.
And that makes no sense either. He said it himself. Because species are made all different ways. So the idea that, God used the same design, but then he didn't use it for all the other species. So there isn't a great design, a perfect design, a divine design, an incredible supermind design, because species have all different kinds of skeletal systems, respiratory systems, circulatory systems. We even have species that do not have any brains. And present company accepted.
There's species that have multiple brains, like the octopus.
Yeah, where they have one in each leg or something, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
To control each leg, and then they got the main brain. The mother brain. Yeah.
Insane in the membrane.
What works? When you create buildings, you know how to make the building stand, how to make it operate. So God, the intelligent designer, the creator of the ends of the earth, he knows what designs work. But we are made in the image of God, and children are being told today that they are nothing more than stardust that just happened by chance.
That's like his opinion about what stardust is and what it means, and why is it a bad thing to be related to an ape? It's only bad because of your particular system of values. If you revere life, if you hold it in excellent high regard, if it's sacred to you, then being related to an ape, who are this when they're young are nice and cute and friendly and engaging. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just your value system makes you look down upon it. My value system doesn't. My value system, makes me appreciate all of life, not just the ones that make me feel like I'm made in God's image, whatever that.
All right, let me fucking ask you a question.
All right.
Well, fucking ask away.
Okay. I will fucking ask away. Look, okay, plants are alive, right? We were talking about plants a little bit ago. All right. Do they feel pain when if you grew a bunch of carrots and when you go and jerk them out of the ground to eat them, do they feel pain when you jerk them out of the ground? They're alive. You just said they're alive.
It's debatable. I mean, they do give, certain plants like, the cut grass smell and all that, and the trees that tell other trees there's a insect in the area, and there's a lot more going on, and just because we don't understand it or we're not capable of understanding it, because we really don't have anybody else to talk to but ourselves, doesn't mean it's not going on. And sure, did they not build buildings? Well, you know what? They didn't have to build buildings. We like to bring up the cockroaches around here because we're often called cockroaches. And the cockroaches have been around a long time. And yes, I did say cockroach because every time I hear cockroach, you know what I think of?
I buried those cockroaches.
So I do say cockroaches, okay? But they have been around for a long time, and they'll probably be around a long time after we're gone.
Yeah.
So are we really that special because we built buildings? Well, that's how you look at it, right?
Yeah. Look, if we go extinct somehow, not by nuking ourselves, which would lead to like the insect rising, somehow we get like a disease that kills us. Doesn't kill the rats, doesn't kill the quote unquote vermin like raccoons and possums and shit like that. Would they rise to be the next dominant species?
Mm-hmm.
They have opposable thumbs.
Yeah, we only got lucky because a big rock came along and took out the dinosaurs. Otherwise, we might be still hiding from them. Do cockroaches feel pain? Probably. Yeah, a lot of
Anything a lot of that's alive, in my opinion, feels pain.
Plants seem to have feelings too, and of sorts. So
yeah, they have an awareness. Yeah.
I wonder. It's one of the things we talked about is what's going on in other species' minds, right? There is something going on. One of my dogs passed away the one time, and I took the other dog right up to him, so he could see that, he was gone, and he kind of gave him a little smell, and he kind of understood. There's an understanding there. On what level, I don't know, but somewhere in my dog's head, it clicked that my buddy is dead. Yeah.
And they say, what am I doing here? No wonder the suicide rate is almost as high as it's ever been, because
maybe because we got so many people on this planet. Just saying. Yeah. These numbers games. Yeah.
Have we got to 9 billion yet? Or are we still like 8.5?
We're getting close.
Okay.
I'll bet you nobody has ever left a suicide note going, man, I'm just an ape. I'm just an ape, and I'm not even related to chimpanzee. I'm gonna off myself.
I'm just a great ape.
And there's a lot of them that left a note that said, my pastor said, and that was it. And so man, put that on yourself a little bit. Yeah,
it's the people and the institutions that turn their back on hurting people that is probably more responsible than the fact that certain people have a really twisted interpretation of what it means to be related to chimps and gorillas and bonobos and orangutans.
Well, Top Dog, I'm not going to get tired of saying that. Top Dog, if for those that don't know, Brett misspoke and called him Top Dog, and we're never going to let her forget it. But our Top Dog says, I hope plants don't revolt and be like the Happening movie.
Hey, look.
Or the ants. There's a lot of ants,
Well, have you ever read Lord of the Rings?
There you go.
Yeah, the ants. And there's actually ant wives, but those are few and far between. But yeah. I've been reading like the lore of Lord of the Rings here lately for some fucked up reason. But yeah, what if the trees came alive and stomped your ass? Yeah, what would you do then?
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to skip a little bit. We're up on the 3-hour mark here, so we're going to skip a little bit, see what he's got to say, and then we'll wrap things up for Saturday Night the Atheist. Don't forget, if you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe, hit that join button, if you can, at least to check to see those little 3 dots up in the corner there. Drop your window down and make sure you can receive gift memberships in case you ain't got it like that. I understand a lot of us don't. You know, we'd like to support every channel. You just can't do that, okay? But if you can and you want to join the fun, the join button is there. And then we also have one of the best descriptions around. You can find everybody's links. You can find the Help for Ember link. You can find Bree's merch link. You can find Joe's affiliate. And you can find the link for the video we are looking at, and my other channel, the Grassman Chronicles. I do have more Grassmans to come. As I've been saying, I'm very busy right now. I just dropped a big order for my birthday. Monday, they're going to be bringing roof shingles, and so you know where I'm going to be. I'm going to be about 10 feet higher than the rest of you. Up on my roof. So yeah, if you don't hear from me, I just want everybody to know.
Well, don't fucking fall off.
I'm going to try. I'm really going to try. And I don't have a steep slope. So knock on wood, we should be okay.
Just wear a big bouncy rubber suit.
Yeah,
put like bouncy shit.
My wife is on it. Trust me, she's telling us to make sure we got good shoes and we stretch and all those good things. She's going to have an eye out. She's also going to be on vacation the following week, so I imagine we'll be doing the ending of that. We're not in a big rush. We're going to do it sections at a time. We're doing it all right. All new wood, all new shingles, all new flashing. All that stuff. Last time I did it on the cheap. We're getting new gutters. We're getting it all. So,
okay. Well, that's cool. I used to do roofing, and yeah, that shit can be dangerous. Yeah. You can break bones doing that shit. Yeah.
I did the roof the last time. I was a lot younger then, but I did the roof the last time, and hopefully this will be the last time I ever have to get up on my roof. So, yeah, I just want everybody to know if you don't hear from me. I know a lot of folks message me, text me, DM me, and just in case I don't get right back with you, know where I'm at. And I will be here during the week for my birthday stream. I do the night watch during the week, and I think I might just bump it to my birthday. We'll see how things go. But there will be that usual thing, and, I like doing my Saturday shows and that, but you might not see me around for a few days. My boys have already been informed, and everybody's going to join in helping. And I bought all the new tools. I got air hammer. I got all that. Yeah, I don't have to. I'll tell you, I mentioned something, and my boys just say, "Hey, let me know when." Right? They're great. They're great helpers, and I do appreciate it. I do need the extra muscle. You've been on a roof, Rex. You need that extra muscle. Comes in handy. And the plan is for them to lay down the stuff, and I'm going to follow with an air nailer, and we're going to put it down. So,
don't forget you're broke, man. Don't forget you're broke. Keep yourself tied to the fucking roof. I'm just saying.
I'll be good. And I say the main thing is where the electric line comes out the roof. That's what I'm telling everybody to watch out for. But the rest of it, not so bad. Yeah.
You want to call the electric company or somebody.
My boy was out taking off the old fascia boards that got messed up and everything because we're replacing all that. They're already all painted, so we're ready to go. Boom, boom, boom. I'm trying to get everything all together. So, yeah, everything's got 2 coats of paint on it. Anything I'm doing, I'm painting it just because. Both sides, all the way around, and an extra coat. So
to seal it. Yeah, you got to seal that shit.
You might as well, right? I mean, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it. You know what I mean? So, and as I told him, it's a lot easier to do the painting when everything's on sawhorses than it is when you're up on a ladder, right? So
yeah, fuck that noise. Yeah,
it's all painted, it's all stacked in the garage. Yep, so we're ready to go. So yeah, that's gonna be my birthday present to myself, is a new roof. And a lot of folks are saying that's not much of a present, but when you get older, you know, these things mean a lot more, don't they?
Yeah. Hey, the best thing I ever did was get a tin roof on my house.
Yep.
Yeah, because those that usually does not blow off.
Yep. I went with the 3D shingles. They're supposed to be better and thicker, and they're also scotched proof, so they won't get moldy and everything else. So I a couple extra bucks. I figured, yeah, again, while you're doing it, might as well get the stuff that's sprayed and everything, you know. And we got Owens Corning name brand, all that kind of good stuff. So I'll have the pink guy all over my house, and yeah, so
we can build it better, stronger,
we will,
faster. Yeah.
Well, we're going to skip ahead here a little bit, see what he's got else to say. I don't think there's much, but we'll give him a shot here.
People like Bill Maher who hate God, see, they spend their whole life fighting against a God they don't even believe in. And
then how can you fight against it?
It'll make no sense, does it? And for record, someone who hates God but believes in God is called a misotheist, not an atheist. Just so you know. Public information.
Well, my mom used to call me a heathen all the time.
Demon spawn, you know. Yeah, I've been there.
Hey, look, I came from your loins. I mean, what are you talking about?
People use and blaspheme the name of God. Let me ask you, why?
No, we don't. This is something Ray Comfort was just saying the other day. You use God as a cuss word. No. Saying God darn it or whatever you say is not blaspheming God, because it's not using God's name. Okay? Now he compares it to, would I cuss and say my mother's name? Well, no, my mother was great. Not everybody has great moms. My mother, if there's a heaven, I like to think my mom's there. She was that kind of good person. She gave her all. She went to the grave on a bounced check for a birthday present. My mom was that kind of person. If she had $5 and you needed $5, she'd give you $5. Okay. But, this whole idea of, I forgot where I was going.
Is the name of Jesus and the
the name of God thing.
I
wouldn't use my mother's name as a cuss word, because I respect my mother, but I do say mother effer. It comes out of my mouth, especially if you stub your toe and you go motherfucker. All right,
but mother's not her name. No,
mother is not her name, and God is not his name. So no, not blaspheming.
Depends on the God. Hey, look.
That too.
Bacchus is the god of tits and wine. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, Dave. I'm with you.
Wine will do that to you. Yeah, I've had my fill. I'm feeling a little warm. I do enjoy a little. Like I said before, the Muslims are big about not having any alcohol. The medical community is saying it's bad for you and all that, but I like to have my little bit of wine now and then, especially if I have a nice dinner and I have a little bit of wine. But that's all I have, right? I have a little bit. I enjoy it for what I sipped it. You saw me drink it. Took me an hour and a half to drink the glass. Okay, I thoroughly enjoy it.
We don't judge you, man. We're not judging.
Hey, I don't judge people either. But you know, I did lose my brother before he was 50 because he drank way too much. So don't do that, because somebody will miss you, especially when football season comes around. And I can't call my brother and tell him Pittsburgh sucks. I can't do it anymore. So, you know, ease up, you know, enjoy that glass, enjoy that drink, but don't have all that extra, because it can do bad things.
I like
the name of God.
Go ahead.
That, Scott?
I said I like beer, but I had to give up beer because, you know, the doctor told me I was diabetic. So I miss beer. But that's the thing, is you just drink 1 or 2 beers ever so often. That's one thing. But if you got to have it, you have to have, like my dad, I think, would drink at least a 6-pack every night. And he died an early death. He was a smoker and a drinker, and he didn't get much exercise. And,
I'm a smoker. I'm a joker.
Yeah,
I'm a midnight toker.
Thanks, Tilting Windmill. I appreciate it. Hope you have a good season. It's coming up soon. It's coming up soon. I think this is the last preseason week, I believe, something like that. I know it's always around my birthday, because my son's my son played. Both of them played. One played flag football, but the other one played contact. And yeah, the season would start around my birthday. Sometimes it even started on my birthday. So school back in. Football starting, a lot of those things happen around my birthday, so I take it as an extra birthday present. Right?
That's sweet. I like that. Yeah.
All right, what you got left? I
got nothing left. I'm spent.
What's it? Jaylon. I'm gonna remember it. I'm not gonna remember your name. Sorry, I'm not gonna remember. I'm almost done. I just ain't gonna remember your name. Jaylon, what you got left, bud?
Only 2 names in all of history that have been used to blaspheme. Why? Because Jesus said they hated me before they hated you. Why? Because their deeds were evil. Amen.
Oh.
So.
Well, amen all you want. I really don't have a problem with Jesus. If there was a Jesus and he was speaking out and saying you should help poor people and all that, I don't have a problem with that. Me and Jesus are good. The mythology stuff is something else, but as far as if we can take anything from the Bible that Jesus did, and if he walked around and was helping people that were sick and poor, good. We need more of that.
This is what happens. Now, did you know Richard Dawkins
again
refuses to believe creation, but yet he has said that there's a possibility that aliens could have came and planted life here?
I saw Expelled. I liked Ben Stein a lot more before I saw Expelled. I really did. And after I saw that, once again, smart people can believe silly things. Ben's pretty smart. He knows a lot of stuff. I think he's got a law degree or something too.
He used to be in was it Nixon administration?
Yep.
I think he was a speechwriter or something for one of the Republican administrations.
Mm-hmm. And yet he's a young Earth creationist, basically. So, again, shock to me. I was very disappointed after I saw Expelled, and anybody that watches Expelled and knows anything about what they did to Richard Dawkins and anything about what they do on the editing room floors and everything else, and that Richard was taken aback by the whole thing. He wasn't prepared for it. It was supposed to be like a friendly interview or something, and it wasn't. So many things that, Ben Stein, disappointing. Expelled, very disappointing.
Yeah, he worked as a speechwriter for President Nixon.
Okay.
And then in the Ford administration, he was an economist at the Department of Commerce.
Okay.
No, wait a minute. No, before his White House roles, he was an economist at the Department of Commerce, a trial lawyer for the Federal Trade Commission, and a professor of constitutional law and civil rights. So he had a rich, a busy career, shall we say, in politics before he went off the deep end with his creationism.
And hello, Jackie, and hello, Wes. How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
I'm sorry if you heard me joking to death on that.
Yeah, don't do that.
But I'm sorry. But Bueller. You said Ben Stein, and I was like Bueller.
Yeah,
Bueller.
That's I liked him, and he was on the Man Show and all that, and then he went and did that movie, and I lost a lot of respect for him.
They evolved too, he said.
That was one of the questions: is there any kind of intelligent design? And he said, well, if aliens came here and put life on this planet, of course they would still come from some form of Darwinian evolution. So I don't know why he's bringing that up, but he thinks it's another gotcha. I don't think he watched the whole movie, or he watched it with his God glasses, because that's not the movie I saw.
These people will literally believe anything as long as it's not the word of God. Now,
no, that's not true. There are a lot of theists that accept well-accepted science. Joe and I have talked about this. We have looked it up. And even repressive religions, and this is speaking about how it is in certain countries, they have no control over this, but Islam can be very repressive about education in certain countries, and even in Islam, you're at 52%. So, no, people can be religious and still accept well-established science. That's just a myth. It's not true. Now, a lot of people have a problem with science, and I think somebody already pointed out, aren't you on the internet? And I point that out all the time, too. You don't have a problem with science when it suits you. Ken Ham doesn't have a problem with science when he wears his glasses or his contact lenses. Georgia Purdom doesn't have a problem with science with her cochlear implant. Bodie Hodge doesn't have a problem with his pacemaker. All those come from science. So it really bothers me that you're going to say, oh, science, secular science, different kind of science, only real science, all this baloney. Science doesn't have a care in the world. They're trying to prove or disprove their ideas, experiments, theories, whatever they have. That's all. I also, one of my second video I ever did was with Adam, who worked in Israel at the university where they did nuclear fusion testing, something like that. I asked him, how often does God come up in the lab? He says it doesn't. They're there testing nuclear fusion, okay? When they go off about their ways and they go to mosque, temple, or wherever they church, wherever they go, it doesn't matter, okay? It is not in the lab, and that's all I care about, really. Now, in a perfect world, you know, I'm anti-theism. I think we'd be better off without it. But in reality, there's a lot of theists, and we deal with it. And the best way we deal with it is we have science, like the guy, I forget his name, but he classified humans as apes, even though he was a Christian, because that's where the science led. Doesn't matter where the Bible led or where God talked to you in your dreams or anything else, okay? Keep it to yourself.
Hey, one of my favorite books in the Bible is Revelations, because that's dude took some mushrooms and had a hard fucking nap. That's all I'm saying.
Don't eat gas station burritos, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or hot dogs.
Listen.
Or hot dogs. Yeah.
How long they been there? Who knows?
Who knows?
I'm not mad. I hate the devil, I'll tell you that. But I'm not mad. You know, these people are lost. They need to be quiet. They are corrupting the minds of children.
All the scientists need to be quiet. You know what a world this would be in if all the scientists kept quiet? Wouldn't be no food in our refrigerators, I can tell you that.
It'd be like the Stone Age shit. Yeah.
I think that these people have more to worry about with regards to children than evolutionists teaching evolution.
Think about the children, man.
Yeah, they don't
Think
have
about
a
the
good
fucking
record
children.
with youthful types, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
When they can learn to keep their fingers off of them, then maybe we can talk about corrupting their minds.
But you got to look across the street, Scott. There's some drag queen reading a story.
In the library.
That's what they're worried. Yeah. Don't look behind you where you just left your kids with somebody you shouldn't have left them with.
Yeah,
look across the street.
You're the devil.
Yeah.
I am the shadows.
Shadow news.
I'm not mad at them. It's not flesh and blood that we war against. It's the powers and principalities of darkness. The Bible says the spirit that now works through the sons of disobedience. These people are being used as instruments of evil.
Evil. Let's bring up the food in your refrigerator. That's evil. Let's bring up your potable water. That's evil. Let's bring up the internet. That's evil. What about HVAC? That's evil. Well, again, eyeglasses, cochlear implants. AJ, I've been on AJ's channel. AJ has cochlear implants. They're great, right? She can hear.
Yeah.
She couldn't hear, now she can hear. Thank you, science. Not praying.
Technology.
Science and technology, yes.
Yeah.
Okay? They're being mouthpieces for Satan, and they may not even realize it.
Well, you know what? Satan seems all right if he's given us all these great advances.
Hey, look, we have a beer every other Thursday.
So, yeah. And, you know, the phone, right? I mean, I can do almost anything on this. You know, it takes a little more effort, you know, but yeah, you can get on the internet, you can talk to people, and you know what? You can even make phone calls on these things. Did you know that? Pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
from almost anywhere.
You're talking crazy now.
Talk. No, you can actually talk to people. Yeah, like with your voice and shit. Yeah,
yeah. With your face, you can do like weird streaming and FaceTime, and you can do the
what
other thing. You know, no, everybody gets together and Skype. Yeah, we can Skype. We can do all these things with people, you know, Hill Hugger and everybody else from across the pond and everything, other side of the world. We're joking and having a good time and hanging out Saturday night at the Atheist, watching these really top tier videos in real time at the speed of light, right? Yeah. Now, sometimes there's a little lag. That happens.
Well, buffering. You get buffering every now and then.
But overall, though, yeah, I'm talking to somebody around the world almost at the speed of light, even with a little bit of lag, almost in real time. And we can look at each other and tell each other that Pittsburgh sucks. And
Pittsburgh sucks. Hey, look.
That's
okay,
for my
you
Pittsburgh
brought it up.
buddies out there.
Well, you brought it up. Look, I've been a Raiders fan since I was a kid. They went from Oakland to L.A., back to Oakland, and now they're in Las Vegas. Yeah. I mean, it's just the way it is. Everybody hates on me for that, but, you know, fair enough. But I'm a Raiders fan. Fuck you. Yeah.
Yeah. I used to kind of float around a little bit, but everybody kept saying, we got to nail you down. So I was, all right, I'm nailed down as the Dolphins. And then when I go to college, I go to Miami College because they got the same colors. So it works out really good.
Fair enough.
And yeah, that's all. And if you're not a sports fan, that's fine, right?
Well, okay.
I do have a problem with like a Hawaiian shirt guy that's, you guys wasting your lives watching sports. And it's like, look, man, I have a good time for a couple hours. Yeah. All right. I have a good time. Yeah.
We ain't all over here fucking talking this bullshit. Anyway. But yeah, my cousin was an Oilers fan.
Mm-hmm.
He was a Houston Oilers fan all the fucking way. I don't know if he still is. I haven't talked to him in a while. Grandma was a Washington Redskins fan. She had all the fucking shit, the hats, the fucking dolls, all that shit. So
my brother had his little Pittsburgh shrine, you know, with all, and he went to Pittsburgh games and all that, and you know, and yeah, I miss him. You know, just if not, you know, obviously he's my brother, but football season, yeah, I always miss my brother because that was, he just, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing, man? Pittsburgh sucks. Yeah, Dolphins suck. Good to see you too, right? And that's the fun part, when you can just, you know, have a good time with it all, enjoy the game, win or lose, enjoy yourself, enjoy the season, enjoy the playoffs, you know, and root on whoever makes it there. It's a long, hard slog to get to the playoffs. You got to win games and stay healthy when 300-pound headhunters are coming at you every week. Yeah, give them a little bit of credit, even if you don't watch it. Appreciate the drive it takes to be in the NFL.
Them probably do, but others don't. So I'm not angry at them. I'm angry
think you are.
At them.
Oh wait, I think he just personally insulted.
I think he is. Yeah, he did,
I think he did. Some people care and some people don't. So fuck you. Yeah,
you're going to hell anyway.
Children, so I am angry in that sense, but I want them to be saved. I want Richard Dawkins to be saved. I want Bill Nye to be saved. Remember Bill Nye? Bill Nye, the science guy. I mean,
Bill.
His videos, see, that's the subtlety of Satan. When you watch his videos, especially the ones that...
Now, wait a minute. You were watching Bill Nye. You know Bill Nye. I know Bill Nye. Bill Nye is a great science communicator. I don't remember Bill Nye doing anything that was satanic or evil or anything to the kids or corrupting them or anything else.
Yeah, it's pretty convenient when you have an evil entity. You can just accuse somebody of serving just because you don't come to the same conclusions they do. And of course, this guy, I think, is there a supernatural entity that's in charge of making people talk and act stupid? Because I think this is the entity that this person
That's Bacchus, man.
serves. So,
the god of tits and wine. Yeah, if you look at tits and drink enough wine, you'll act fucking stupid. Yeah,
I think that's the guy. That's the entity he's really serving. He says he's a Christian, but he's serving the god of saying stupid things without thinking.
They show in school, he's so nice, he's so fun, he's so playable, but then they slip in that deception, and you know,
terrible.
That's what these people are going away from the Word of God.
These people. Wait a minute, motherfucker. What do you mean these people?
And this is not the first of all, early naturalists, quote slash scientists, whatever you want to call them, were exploring God's creation. These were not anti-God people. They were making scientific discoveries that believed in God. This is a terrible argument. That you can do good science, and as I say, go home and scream at trees. Okay?
Yeah, and see if they scream back. They might.
Right. But if you're out there screaming at your tree, I might say, yeah, my neighbor screams at his trees, but you know what? He cured cancer, right? And I'm going to say, thank you for curing cancer. Have fun screaming at your tree. You know, I mean, you keep it to yourself. I'll keep it to you. Don't bring it over here. But yeah, no, this is not an issue. And it's not an issue with believers either. There's a lot of great examples like Francis Collins, people that you would know in the news anyway. Francis Collins, Mary Schweitzer, that have made a lot of these discoveries, and they are believers.
Curie? Yeah.
So, no, it's a bad argument.
Whether
you believe or not, it doesn't matter. If you have the drive to be a good scientist and go where the science leads you, that's what matters. None of the else matters, because when they do the paper, it's not going to say God or Christian or Muslim or anything else on that paper.
It's going to say, this is where the facts lead.
It.
Well, it was like Tesla. Nikola Tesla thought he was in direct communication with aliens, and that's how he fucking figured all of his shit out. I'm pretty sure he was just a smart guy, but he had weird beliefs. Yeah.
Oh, bring up working around the house. If you're using a power drill, you're using basically the same motor that Tesla invented. So thank you very much. I appreciate it, because hand drilling, it takes forever.
Oh, yeah. If you got to like screw that shit in with the hand drill, yeah, you're fucked. But
better
yeah,
lube it up and have good gearing, or it's going to slip and everything. Yeah, no. And I've still got one of my grandfather's drills that still turns on. I mean, you know, thank you, Tesla. Yeah. Might need some brushes now and then, but you know.
Yeah, you got to vacuum that shit out. Yeah.
I mean, take care of it, but it can last a good long time.
People say, well, what about dinosaurs?
Here we go.
The Bible talks about dinosaurs. Read the book of Job. It doesn't use the word dinosaur. The word dinosaur didn't come around until somewhere in the 1800s. Do you know all over the world there are legends of dragons?
Yeah, and let's talk about this for a moment. It'll be a good thing to wrap up on.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Cultures around the world speak of dragons. Yes, and you know what? If you examine the different cultures around the world, the
dragons are different.
Yeah, the dragon word can be interpreted differently, has different origins, and sometimes they're this kind of beast, sometimes they're that kind of beast, sometimes they're obviously mythological beasts with different parts of animals put together into one. No, they're not. They're not a cohesive story.
Well, have you ever heard of a Kibran? That's a dragon unicorn.
See? And
It came from Japan.
Yeah.
That legend came from Japan. Yeah.
And the next thing he's going to go to is that they're in the Bible, and no, they're not. I got to answer for that too. We'll do that here.
The Bible uses the word dragon, and dragons are spoken of all over the world.
Okay, here we go. Now, if you don't know any science, and the only thing you supposedly have ever read is the Bible that you have in your lap there, he's over here. He's over here. At least know what it says. Dragons in the Bible are not dinosaurs. They're not even monsters. They are serpents.
A behemoth. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's going to go to Behemoth. Behemoth is not a dinosaur either. Neither is Leviathan. Neither are, I think there's like a dozen monsters in the Bible. That's all mythology. And they have meanings. And if you would be able to go back in time, these people would not think of dragon or a big flying reptile or anything else. They would think of a serpent or something, or a bad place. That's what dragon means in the Bible. Now, please, if all you're going to do is use the Bible as your source, know these things about the Bible. I'm not a Christian, and I know these things about the Bible. Just saying.
And it's commonly what we would think of as dinosaurs.
No.
And in the Bible, in the book of Job, it actually talks about a creature whose tail is like a cedar.
Okay. Behemoth, we talked about this earlier. I wanted to get to it when it came up, but it came up earlier. So, Behemoth in the Bible is a hippo. It's a hippo. The description is a hippo. The tail like a cedar, it says it makes its tail stiff like a cedar. It doesn't say the tail is the equivalent size of a cedar tree. And when it's talking about its tail, it's not talking about the tail you're thinking about. It's talking about the tail that only male hippos have. And it's very obvious when it's showing. And you know what? That's what they wrote about. And it's very clear. I think it's in one of the old Bibles I looked up. 1600 Bible, 1300 Bible, one of those old ones. It clearly describes a hippo having an erection. So, is it that little thing he's whipping around? No. Is it that big thing between his legs? Yeah. And the hippo lies covertly. No dinosaur ever lied anywhere covertly, especially not a sauropod that they're trying to compare the tail size of a cedar tree. You are not going to find a sauropod doing anything covertly. A hippo does. If you haven't noticed, a hippo has its eyes and its nose on top of its head and its ears, right? So that's all it's got to poke out of the water. That's covert. It also has a very big mouth that can swallow up the whole of the Jordan. It also attacks humans. It's good reason that they warn you about hippos. Deviant said earlier, it was and I think Simos too, was the Egyptian pharaoh's big mighty hunter that went after the hippos. And they were only allowed to do it. Nobody else was allowed to do it because it was such a foe to take down. Every description you can come up with in reality, in mythology, out of the Bible is a hippo. Where they're getting Behemoth from is Ken Ham. Quit listening to Ken Ham, my guy. Quit listening to him. Ken Ham has been dismissed by fellow theologians as not understanding ancient Hebrew. You want to know why? Because he never learned it. He never bothered to. He's a self-appointed expert. Ken Ham he may have had some basic science classes, but he's not a scientist. He's not a theologian. He doesn't hold a theology degree. He never took Greek. He never took Hebrew. You know what he took? His daddy's word. And you know who his daddy was? He was also self-educated. Had no knowledge of Greek, Hebrew, theology, or anything else. I'm just saying, if I'm going to pay somebody, or if I'm going to get advice from somebody, I want them to be experienced in their field. Preferably, I want them to have one of those pieces of paper on the wall that says doctor of, right? So at least maybe they have a clue what they're talking about. You, sir, do not have a clue. Ken Ham does not have a clue. Hawaiian Shirt Guy does not have a clue. These people you are repeating do not have a clue.
And many other things it talks about. But it speaks of this huge creature. And it even talks in another part about the sea creature, Leviathan.
Yep, and I think that's where we'll wrap this up. Leviathan is a sea monster. First of all, that's not a dinosaur. Dinosaurs are land animals. So it's not a dinosaur. And Leviathan was taken out by God and fed to the hungry people because only God can take it out because it's a mythological creature. It's a sea monster.
Yeah, it's based on a creation myth or something like that, based on Sumerian and Babylonian mythology. So it's not even an original. It's just an adaptation of a previous millennia's mythology.
Release the Kraken.
Yes, I'm going to pull it up here because I keep forgetting his name.
Those are the coolest words ever. I love
release the Kraken.
Somebody say release the Kraken. It's like, oh shit, something bad's going to happen.
And they in Pirates of the Caribbean, they raise the big thing up and it comes down and boom, and you hear it all across the ocean. And yeah, it's really cool. Okay, one more time, Jaylon Taylor Ministries. There you go. And no, I didn't remember your name through this whole stream. Usually I remember somebody's name. It could be the wine, or it could be your terrible arguments kept distracting me so much that I couldn't remember your name. But I did want to get it right. His name's Jaylon Taylor, and he has his own ministry, and he has more subs than I do, which really tears at my heart.
He's never read a science book in his life.
No science book. Really weak on the Bible. He does finish his little video with a prayer to everybody, which I appreciate, although I don't think it's doing me any good. Certainly not doing you any good because you don't seem to know what you're talking about. We only got through a few minutes of the video. We skipped through the video. He did repeat himself quite a few times. You might have even noticed him repeating Richard Dawkins, which seems to be the thing to do. Oh, Richard Dawkins, I don't care. I do not care. Take out Richard Dawkins, take out Darwin, take out Hitchens and all these other people. I don't care. Doesn't change anything. There would be somebody else that would be saying the same things anyways, because as somebody corrected me, it was actually somebody else that said this, but Neil deGrasse Tyson also said it, that if you took away all the books and all the learning and all the knowledge and started over from scratch, you would get the same science books eventually. You will never get the same religious texts. Amen? Amen.
Hallelujah.
I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight for Saturday Night at the Atheist. A lot of great folks in the chat. Thank you for joining. Again, happy birthday, Tilting Windmill. Happy birthday, Ember. And if it's anybody else's birthday, happy birthday to you as well. I hope you have many more. Don't forget, we gather here every Saturday for Saturday Night at the Atheist at 5 o'clock Eastern. And when you leave out of here, you can go watch Ember at Helen's channel. You can watch Neil the Atheist. I think Mark and Ember might be on tonight. Ember's going to be on tomorrow. There's all kind of great things to watch in the evenings, and that's why I like to get in here and get out of here before they all get going. Watch for me on the Night Watch during the week. Simos is going to be on Thursdays. Yep, it's my birthday coming up next. We're going to have the happy birthday for me next. We're going to let these other folks do theirs, have their fun. Mine's in the middle of the week. I don't have the weekend this year, but I do the Night Watch during the week anyways. So yeah, we'll do the Night Watch birthday episode. And I'm going to be 29 again. So
wait, are you counting backwards?
Well, you know, for those of us that celebrate 29 every year, you know, I'm one of them.
Fair enough.
Actually, it's 59, but don't say anything to anybody. 29.
You ain't that fucking old.
I will be that old.
I'm only 52, and I'm way grayer than you.
I got some grays. They come out on my chin mostly.
All right.
Look, I've been blessed, so to speak. I have most of my hair color still. I do appreciate it. Not everybody I know is so lucky, but it's not my fault. It's just how it happens.
It's genetics. Yeah.
But I do have them. They do come out on the chin. It may not show much on the camera, but the grays are on the chin. So
okay.
If you saw me in person at the Ark Encounter protest, you know there are gray hairs there, and
I don't even.
Yeah. I don't feel my age, but when I'm up on the roof and doing all this kind of stuff, then I feel my age. I actually feel older than my age.
It kind of crashes on you. Yeah,
it does. A wake up call, smack, right?
Yeah, you think you're still young. You're not really that fucking young. Yeah,
I've been using the roll-on Asper cream with the lidocaine, and
that's why I said bring a rope. Tie it around the chimney or whatever you got, wherever you can tie it around. If you're working on the roof,
not a bad idea.
Me and my uncle did that shit a couple of weeks ago. And
they have the bucket kits where it has the harness, the rope, the hooks, and everything in a 5-gallon bucket. So, yeah, if you are doing that kind of stuff, it's not a bad idea.
Be safe. Yeah.
Yep. Like I said, I don't have much of a slope. It's another reason I'm going to put in a metal valley, because the shit just don't wash off my my roof very good. I get a pile of leaves up there and everything. So hopefully that's going to be all taken care of. The place will be all pretty. I'll try and take some pictures of the progress and all that. And if you're in the area and you want to climb up on the roof, give me a call. Stop by. We'll buy you pizza.
Fair enough.
All right. Fair enough. And with that, Scott, I know you don't have a whole lot going on because usually you're hanging out with me and Mike and everything. Mike wasn't here because he's out paying final respects, and he will be rejoining us again. But that
word Scott, respect sounds very loose. This guy. Yeah. No, I don't really have anything going on. I don't do my own videos on my own channel or anything, but I do want to leave you with the words of the prophets Bill and Ted: be excellent to each other.
Great words.
And if you can do that, I think everybody's going to be okay.
And Rex, I don't think you have stuff either, but you're always on different folks' channels too, aren't you?
Oh, I have a channel. I've done a bunch of lives. Oh,
my bad.
No, it's fair enough. I mean, I have like 2 videos and a bunch of lives way back to the Google Hangout days. Yeah.
You'll make sure you're over subscribed with Rex and check out some of his content. And also Austin was here with us, and Simos was here with us. Other great channels to go check out, and make sure you always support everybody, each other, and all those kind of good things. And if anybody's got anything going on, that's why I pass out wrenches. Drop those links. Let people know what you got going on. A good video you've seen, anything like that. Please share them. You're welcome to do that here. Not every channel will let you do that, but here you can do it. Drop those links. Drop those emojis. Spam away. As far as the preaching and stuff goes, please keep it to a minimum, and we don't have a problem. You want to bless me with Jesus? Okay. That's enough, though. Don't jam up my chat, and we'll have a good time, right? For the theists that want to come on with us, you're welcome. We've had theists on before. You are welcome to come on. Some of the folks weren't so nice that wanted to come on and just start trouble. You're not going to be a buzzkill here. We're here having a good time. We have a good time every week. And so, sorry. But for everybody else, you're welcome. We don't care what you believe. We had somebody asking us about Wiccans and crystals and all. Hey, it's all good. You want to talk about it in a friendly way? We're open to it. If you're just going to be a jerk, you can have your own channel and do that all you want. Okay. Appreciate it. Appreciate all of you. I appreciate, wanted to again thank Rochelle and Left-Handed Jedi for gifting memberships today. I hope you folks enjoy your memberships. It comes with all the usual perks. You get first access to my videos. We have members only streams and all that kind of good stuff. So if you can, join in on the fun. And until next time, I wish you well.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Take care. Have a good one. Be good or be good at it.
Tales of lore knocking at the captive desk's door. Oh, legends live within these walls, silent echoes in the halls, books and stories on the floor, knocking at the captive desk's door. Oh, captive desk, hold our dreams, where reality and no myth seems. In conversations quiet flow, the mysteries untold will know. Legends live within these walls, silent echoes in the halls, books and stories on the floor, knocking at the captive text. Nerves are wide, hearts are keen, pages turn to secret scene, ancient maps and hidden lore, knocking at the captive text door. Oh, captive desk, hold our dreams, where reality and no myth seems. In conversations quiet flow, the mysteries untold will know. Here we sit in wondrous grace as the stories find